The Daniel Boone Trailblazers are looking for back-to-back conference wins as they head to Falcons Nest to take on the 2-4 Volunteer Falcons. News Channel 11 presents Football Friday Night, Daniel Boone versus Volunteer. Brought to you by Champion Chevrolet.
Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. This week we're at Volunteer High School with a battle with Daniel Boone. Epps, this is going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, big time. This is our second week doing the Football Friday Night live stream, so thank you so much for tuning in on WJHL.com. This is a big one here in 5A. These are two teams that are trying to make a push here to get back towards the top half of this league, and so the game's getting started right now, so I guess we better get at it.
Yeah, we're going to join you guys right now. Let's get after it. We're going to join the progress right now. Boone's taking over. Volunteers going to be on defense, so we're going to switch over right now. This is an amazing drive right here. This is what it's all about. Is Friday night football with high school kids. So this is an amazing time right now.
And Jenkins right away going out there finding Philip Page. We've talked about it. Philip Page is really his number one guy. He's got other wide receivers. Daniel Matherly is another guy that he likes to throw it to. Caleb Worley, but Philip Page is a big-time weapon for Jenkins.
But you were at that Greenville game too, and Philip Page seemed to step up against the Green Devils, and that was a big, monumental win for this Daniel Boone team.
He sure did. A couple touchdowns late in the fourth quarter to come back after that Devon White injury. Big-time road win back there in late August.
You talk about that Devon White injury, and the man that just carried the rock is Brennan Blair. He stepped up big. Last season you had Charlie Cole go down, who is a D1 product. Devon White, he was obviously a solid running back as well. But Brennan Blair, he picks up the slack. He always, whenever he seems to be called upon, he steps up into the light.
Yeah, he's been big time, and they were really expecting Blair and White to really have a dominant 1-2 combo, really take a load off of each other, but unfortunately with that injury, that's forced Blair to really step up and carry the ball a lot of times, but they still hand it off to Worley sometimes.
And you see that right there, Brennan Blair picking up a big chunk of change right now. Now, he was our WJHL Player of the Week this past week after their 35-13 win over Morristown East. Blair, 30 attempts, 257 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 reception, another touchdown on top of that, so this kid can really do it all.
Oh, he's a workhorse, right? He gets the ball. It seems like he gets the ball 30 carries. He'll touch the ball at least 25 times each game. Jenkins loves to throw to him out of the flat. Jenkins doesn't do a lot of downhill passing. He'll get some, but he loves to dump it off to his running backs, and he loves to find Blair on quick routes.
But you're seeing this offense right now, Jenkins. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left, and they really do like that flat you just touched on right there. And just an amazing job by Jenkins to be able to find Daniel Matherly right there in the flats right there. And he's going to be pretty close to the first down. I think the ref is going to mark him just short, so that's going to be 2nd and 1. There's 10 minutes left in the first quarter. We just kicked off this game, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone, this offense is rolling right now. They got a lot of momentum and a lot of steam going right now, and they got some rhythm.
Yeah, and it's tough. They were really excited to play Dobbins Bennett a couple weeks ago, but, that game gets canceled because of COVID concerns, and so they go out last week and finally break the skid by beating Morristown East. That's a big-time league win, and they feel like, Jeremy Jenkins, the head coach, was talking this week, saying, hey, things are still in our control. Yep. If we win out, we still have the opportunity to host a playoff game, which didn't quite seem like a possibility a couple weeks ago after losing those back-to-back games and falling down to 1-3. But they feel like they have the talent. They just kind of really got to put it together.
And you talk about that this Daniel Boone team. They are 2-3. They're 1-1. In the conference. So the season's not even close to being over, for them. They're able to, pick up some momentum towards the end of the season. We're kind of in the home stretch right now. We got a couple more weeks left. But this would be a big win for them.
Yeah, and Jenkins has been here a long time. That's 16 years he's been here.
Oh, Boone's cutting it up. Ooh, they're going to rule that a touchdown. That is our reigning WJHL Player of the Week, Brennan Blair. He was zipping up the sidelines right there. He's got some speed and he's got some wheels with him. He's one of those quick, elusive backs that we just saw right there.
Yeah, he's got impressive stuff. I think our director just said that we're trying to get a replay going. Here it is, Blair. This is what we said, right? Jenkins loves to dump it off to him. But this was just a strong RPO opportunity for this team, and they do it a lot. Blair has some speed and he's got physicality too. Yep. He's a big guy. He's he's got a lot of weight on him. He's only 165, but he's really got that muscle, and he's a very compact runner, kind of like how Devon White was.
So Daniel Boone just kicks it off on their first possession, gets a score. It's 7-0, 9-12 left in the first quarter, and we're going to take a break right now.
Now hiring peachy tea perfectionists. Pals, great food in a flash.
Now at Bill Gatton Honda, we are offering 0% interest on select new Hondas for up to 60 months. Can you believe it? No interest for up to 5 years. This deal is so good, even we had to do a double take. At Bill Gatton Honda, we have great people, great service, and financing for up to 5 years with 0 interest. Come see us today or shop us online at BillGattonHonda.com. And remember, at Bill Gatton Honda, we have a Honda with your name on it.
Now hiring Cheddar Round champions. Pals, great food in a flash.
All right, it's 7-0 Daniel Boone. We just saw our WJHL reigning player of the week. He's just a man right
Didn't
there.
he win it last year, too?
He won it last year. He stepped up for Charlie Cole, as we mentioned before. But, you know, Brendan Blair, he's one of those guys where Volunteer doesn't stop him right away. He's going to pick up a lot of yards real fast. He's able to use that speed around the edge and be able to get it to the outside. And he's very quick and very elusive. And if you're not able to get him at that first level, he'll be dangerous.
Yeah, this is a key moment here for Volunteer because, you know, this is a big-time game, but, you know, that quick opening touchdown drive, that takes the life out of the crowd. So now this offense has to come out featuring quarterback Garrison Barrett, the junior, who's played pretty well this season. You know, they're going to need to get some strong plays here on their opening possession.
Then we talked about Blair. He's a great running back for Daniel Boone, but Volunteer also has a really stud running back in Cameron Johnson. He also is a former WJHL Player of the Week. He won it this past year. But, you know, Volunteer, they're going to go end around right now, and he's loose right now. Rashawn Simmons, he can take him down around the 50. Great job by him on the end around right now. As I mentioned, Cameron Johnson, he kind of was used as a decoy in that manner. But Rashawn Simmons being able to use that speed to get around the edge and pick it up.
That's a strong play call there to start the series. That's big time. Pick up a big chunk of yards. You know, this Daniel Boone team has some playmakers on defense. They have a strong front seven right now. Coach was saying they have a ton of seniors there in that front seven, so expect more of that from Volunteer to try to bounce out to the outside, because if you just try to run with Cameron Johnson up the middle, it might not work a ton tonight.
And Barrett's got a lot of weapons. He's got 2 running backs in the backfield. He's got 2 out left, but he's going to give it off to Cameron Johnson right now. It doesn't pick up a lot of change right there, and that's what Daniel Boone's going to have to do if they want to find some success tonight.
Yeah, they have strong guys. Aaron Ford, Manley Dunlop up front. Will Hamlin is a big-time defensive end for this team. He picked up a couple sacks last week, and Caleb Scott. And then you got Bo Newton, Anthony Edwards, and Ashton Church there at the linebacker spots. So, you know, this Boone team, that's a fun matchup to see how they're going to try to stop Cameron Johnson. Barrett might get into some 3rd and long situations tonight, and he's going to have to make some plays.
Talk about plays right here. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. You know, he's going to look out across the middle. Just short arms it right there. He's intended for one of his wideouts right there.
They're still having a good time here tonight, though.
Oh, yeah,
we got the PA speaker right near us, so you might be hearing the same names that we're saying.
I was going
to
say, yeah, if there's an echo, it's definitely not me or Epps. It's the PA announcer. So if you missed it the first time, you're probably going to catch it the second time.
Absolutely. But, you know, so now, you know, Salyers is a guy that he likes to throw to, as well as Heath Miller. And we saw Rashawn Simmons there in that end around. But there's some weapons for Barrett. But, you know, Barrett's young. This is his first year starting.
And Barrett, he has an arm, and he has some size. He's looking for someone, and he can also use his legs. Let's see if he gets out right here. And that'll be an incomplete pass. That is intended for one of his wide receivers. Actually, it's his tight end, Caleb Scott, right there, another senior. A lot of these weapons on the offensive side, you know, besides Barrett, are seniors. And I think this senior class is really motivated to, you know, get out of that volunteer funk, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted a hold there from the offensive line, but, you know, I feel like this Boone team is going to get some pressure on the quarterback throughout the night. Barrett's going to have to be ready for that. They tried to get that quick slant route there on 2nd down, just didn't quite connect, but they'll be trying more of that tonight.
Cameron Johnson, he can punt the ball as well. A great job by him getting it inside the 20. They're going to mark that around the 16-yard line. That'll be 7:57 left in the first quarter. Daniel Boone is leading 7-0 right now. And I think one weapon we know we're going to keep on saying is Brendan Blair. That's what I think they're going to lean on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Strong punt, though, from Cameron Johnson. You said, he's obviously big on offense. He doesn't come off the field. He's going right into the defensive huddle. You said he fills the water cooler, too, right?
He always fills the water cooler. Come on.
He's doing everything for this team. But for Boone to come out and, they got a long field, but at least try to flip the field. If not, pick up another score. That'd be huge for this team here on the road.
And this is what this Boone offense is doing. They're running the spread. And I think they're just kind of luring out a lot of defensive backs, so they're not stacking the box. And then they just give it off to Blair. So it'll be interesting to see how Jesse McMillan, kind of adjusts this defense, or if they're able to stop this Brendan Blair offense. Because if they can't, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, Volunteers defense knows that, they got to respect Phillip Page and the other wideouts for this Boone team. Caleb Lawson, Riley Littleton, Cameron Johnson, a few guys that are going to be relied on to really stop that passing attack. So it's up to the front seven to stop Blair.
And I think two guys you really need to watch as both linebackers. Jared Counts, Connor Crum, they're each guys that Volunteer defense has relied on this whole year. Counts, he has a team leading 74 tackles. He's got 23 assists. He averaged over 12 a game, so he's able to bring the lumber as well. And then Connor Crum, he's got 44 tackles on the season. 24 of those are solo. So it's just interesting to see what Volunteer can do. So they just measured it. It is a first down for Daniel Boone. So there's 7:03 left in the first quarter. Daniel Boone leading 7-0. They scored on that first possession, and it didn't seem like there was any stoppage there from Volunteer. They kind of just did the Olay move, kind of just let him run the ball down the field.
Yeah, they're going to have to bring some pressure, that's for sure. They got to neutralize this and force Jackson Jenkins to have to throw the ball, because we've seen some situations where, he's been able to find his receivers on short routes, but when he has to do too much, that's where this Boone offense starts to get in trouble. So, the key for Volunteer right now is just to stop Blair, which sounds easy, but it is certainly not easy.
So they just hand off the ball. It wasn't Blair. It was actually Hagan Edwards, and he'll pick up 2 or 3 yards right there. So it's second and about 7.
And this team even used Hagan Edwards in some situations before Devon White went out. Before that injury, Hagan Edwards was the third running back, but they still used him. He's young. He's only a sophomore, and he's got some talent. So watch out for him, especially next year. They're going to need him once Blair is gone. He's a senior this year.
Once again, it's Edwards. And I don't think you could have a better mentor, if you want to call him that, is Brendan Blair,
yeah.
2-time player of the week.
Absolutely.
He's just a leader for the squad.
I mean, they're churning out running backs with Charlie Cole, in the previous year. And, you can't have Blair running every time.
Yeah,
you can't risk an injury for this guy.
He's got to go fill the water cooler.
Offense.
You got to take him out once or twice and let him have his workload. So it's going to be great to see what Blair can do tonight. But Jenkins, he's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Blair in the backfield with him, and gives it off right to Blair. Reigning WJHL Player of the Week is going to pick up a first down right there. And I think Jesse McMillan he knows that if he doesn't stop this soon, this Blair is just going to eat up this Volunteer defense.
Yeah, this is a big-time offensive line. Guys like Matthew Masters, Chandler Masters, who Boone Athletic Director Danny Good said no relation there. But they got some big fellas there up front. Jared Carver, another guy that is really – they do a great job of building some holes for those running backs.
And there's some big guys. No one in the backfield. He flips it out to Blair. He'll get the first down. 50. It's going to be pretty close. They'll mark it at the 49, so it's about to be 2nd and 1. Yes, it'll be 2nd and 1. 5:07 left in this one. The clock stops. He got out of bounds on that one. But that's what we're talking about, is Blair's able to come out of the backfield and catch it out of the backfield. And once he gets that next gear, he's hard to stop.
Yeah, it's brutal because, you expect the run. But first down, passing play, Jenkins, again, doesn't have to do too much. It's short routes. That's the success that they found in that Greenville game. Where they really got it going, and that's where they ran into a little bit of trouble in that Tennessee High game where he had to do too much late in the fourth quarter, pick up some big yardage situations late in the game, down a touchdown. So they feel like when they have the lead and they can control the clock, control the ball, they feel like they can be one of the better teams here in 5A.
And when you're able to pick up 10 yards like that, just on a pop, you're going to win the game. Yeah. 10 yards a pop, bam, bam, bam. Keep on doing that. Keep on picking up rhythm right now, and that's what Brendan Blair in this offense is doing. He'll pick up the first down right there. He does tap out, though, so he knew back's going to come in, but he doesn't take a lot of plays off.
Yeah, absolutely not. A lot of guys, a lot of weapons that they can throw in. Preston Miller's another guy.
So Jenkins, he pitches it out to Edwards right now. He'll get around the edge right there. Pick up about 12 or 13 yards for the first down, and this Volunteer defense is kind of struggling with this run right now.
Yeah, it's the front guys for Volunteer. Guys like Quinn Brooks, Ethan Reimer, the linebackers that you mentioned, Jesse. Jaden Cutright, these guys gotta step up, at least try to force a field goal opportunity here. Yet going down 14-0 here in the first quarter, not what you want to do at home right now.
7-0 Boone, about 4 minutes left in the first quarter right here. Wide spread out to the left, and that's what we're talking about right there. That's what Volunteer needs to do right now, is get in that backfield and, get that push on that first level and get the defensive lineman to be able to get in the backfield like that.
Yeah, they're rotating some guys. Braden Allen gets in there, gets a big-time tackle there, and if you could get another one here, force a 3rd and long. This would be the first 3rd and long that this defense has been able to get, to force Boone into some tricky situations. If you let Blair run it all day, that's going to be difficult.
Jenkins rolls out. He's looking deep. The lefty. Ooh, I thought it looked like there was a little pass interference there, but maybe
there was a little. Maybe
they
just
kept
slipped.
the flag. Yeah,
they
could have been some feet tangling there, but that's what Volunteer wants. They want a 3rd and 11 right now. And if they're able to stop this, that kind of gives them momentum to the offensive side. If they're able to just hold this Daniel Boone offense, and you're not going to stop this Daniel Boone offense entirely, but if you have that bend don't break mentality, it's going to help them a lot.
Yeah, and if they're able to get a stop here, this is a big time. This is a little too far for field goal range. So this would be a big time stop here from this Volunteer defense.
So as we're seeing, Brendan Blair also, he takes the snaps as well. He'll try to get to the outside, get that edge. And that's what that Volunteer defense needs to do right there. Connor Crum, we brought him up. He's going to be huge for this linebacking core. And if they're able to keep on doing that and get that push in those front 2 levels with the linebackers and the defensive line and be able to control that line of scrimmage, it's going to be big for that Falcons defense.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, as you see from the replay here, way to get through that big Boone offensive line there and fill the gaps. So it'll be interesting here as we see a timeout, see what Boone will do, if they'll go ahead and run a play or punt. It seems like they'll probably run a play, at least try to get yourself in a good situation. But tight here on 4th and long. Not many wide varieties here.
We're going to see what they do, but we're going to take a quick break right now. It's 3:01 left in the first quarter. Daniel Boone leads 7-0.
Your home is the heart of your family. And at Scott Britton Construction, we are honored to help make your dream home a reality. If it's your first house, a home for your growing family, or your retirement dream, let us help you with this most important investment. We ensure every home is perfectly constructed from beginning to end. Building with quality, craftsmanship, and superior custom are our priority. Visit us at scottbrittonconstruction.com for more information.
Gray Pharmacy has been open for over 40 years, proudly serving as the only independent pharmacy in Gray and the surrounding area. We offer quick, easy, and contactless local delivery free of charge. Inside the pharmacy, we have short wait times with a friendly staff eager to please. Let us help you save time and money with adherence packing. On-site rapid flu testing is available along with a full line of vaccines. Owner Clayton Kilgore and his staff hope you support local businesses. At Gray Pharmacy, you'll feel just like family.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone with a little trickery right here. They got a wide receiver deep, and the overthrow is right there. And we're going to turn over the ball to Volunteer right there. That's momentum Volunteer wanted.
Yeah, that was a big-time play. Hey, way to take a shot. You get Worley in there who had some time at quarterback last year. They were trying to figure out whether it would be Worley or Jenkins, and Jenkins really pulled away, won some big-time games late in the season last year. But Caleb Worley has some potential there at the quarterback position, and they take a shot with him. They have a lot of guys they feel like they can switch around different positions.
That's a pretty solid throw on the run, too.
It
He's
was.
got an arm. But Volunteer's offense is going to take over as Barrett leads out this Falcons offense, and he just fakes the handoff right there. And a great snag by Andrew Sailors right there. He'll be right about the first down, and they're going to give him the 10 yards right there. So let's be another set of downs right there. First down, 2:44 left in the first quarter. This Volunteer offense needs to get some rhythm right now.
Yeah, Salyers had a big-time touchdown catch in the Battle of Hawkins County here a couple weeks ago. Love to bring that game up because that was a big-time win for Volunteer, beating Cherokee for the first time since 2007. to take the trophy. But he's a big-time playmaker. Garrison Barrett loves throwing to him.
Nissel's got some size, too. He's hard to take down. You just saw right there, 3 Trailblazers take him down. But you bring up that win. And I think the thing that stands out is it was, first win over, Cherokee since 2007. But the thing with that, it was a great win on this new turf. Yeah. I'm looking out at here, and it's just beautiful field.
It is. It's a really nice field. They weren't able to even start the season here at home, so they had 1 or 2 home games that weren't even real home games because they couldn't play at their home field. But how about what a way to break in a new turf is to play a big-time rivalry like that and take down Cherokee, who's certainly having an off year. But they feel like, especially to get that second win under McMillan, they feel like this is a culture change now with this football program. And they haven't beaten Boone since 2007, as we mentioned. So it's been a while.
I mean, anything can happen this year. As we all learned, anything can happen. So, Volunteer's not going to roll over, especially with Jesse McMillan at the helm. He's not going to let this team roll over, especially at home.
Yeah, tough loss here to now get into a 2nd and long here after that penalty.
So let's see what this Volunteer offense can do. And we bring up Barrett. I mean, this kid has an arm. He can throw it. He's been starting since last year. Really stepped into that role pretty well.
He really has. They've been rotating a lot of guys. This team's been rotating a lot of head coaches. They've had 4 head coaches in 4 years. So these seniors finally feel comfortable.
And Barrett finds Heath Miller, not the tight end from the NFL. Heath Miller right there, a great job by them. Being able to pick up a good chunk of change, and they're going to stop the clock right now, get a measurement. He's right at that marker. And they're going to give him the first down. It looked like they were going to take out the measurement, but nope, they're going to give him the first down. So new set of downs. 1:08 left in the first quarter. Volunteers down 7-0, but they're picking up some steam.
Yeah, and this offensive line really wants to make sure that they can give Barrett the time to throw. You got Braden Allen, Cole Pennington, Nate Dixon there on the line, and you also got Aaron Cobb and Jackson Barrett. But those 2 guys on the left side, Braden Allen and Cole Pennington, have really been able to get some, trust from Barrett to be able to give him some time to drop back and throw when they need to.
Barrett goes under center, and he's going to give off to Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson bursts through the first level, gets the outside, tries to break another tackle, but he's going to pick up the first down. So a good chunk of change on there, and that's why he was one of our WJHL Players of the Week.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? He eats up yards, eats up first downs, and for them to get those positive plays on first down is huge. This offense needs to keep up with how, Brennan Blair and Daniel Boone is going to run, eat up clock. I mean, this game could go by pretty quick because these 2 teams love to run the football.
All right, so under center again. Johnson once again, he'll try to find some room, survey the field, get through a couple. Probably pick out 7 or 8 yards, and I think that's going to do it for our first quarter. Clock's running out right now. 3, 2, 1. Yes, they're going to let the clock run out right there. It's 7-0 Daniel Boone. They're going to take a break, but so are we, so we're going to see what Volunteer can do when we come back.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
Welcome back, everyone, to Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. That's Scott on the field right now. He's holding it down on the field right there. He's enjoying the turf as well. But we're going to get back to the action. Volunteer Barrett's under center, and he's going to give it off to Cameron Johnson as well, who shakes and shimmies for a couple of yards right there. And he'll pick up the first down. Cameron Johnson, what a great job. Getting Volunteer inside the 20. Jesse McMillan, he was pretty excited about that play.
And he's just like Brennan Blair in the fact that if he gets through the line and gets into the second level of the defense, you got to be careful. I mean, if you don't get an arm on him there at the line and knock him off his balance a little bit, and that second step is explosive for him to get into the second level.
So Daniel Boone's going to take a timeout right after the first quarter ended. So we have 11:44 left. Volunteers going to try to cut in that deficit. 7-0. They're trailing, but we're going to take a break quick.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
32, Cameron Johnson carries.
So we're back right now. Football Friday night presented by Champion Chevrolet. Cameron Johnson gets the carry once again. He'll pick up 4 yards, so it's 2nd and 6. Daniel Boone coming to that timeout, and it was kind of interesting. You were talking about that, calling timeout right after the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, when you give up that big chunky yardage to Cameron Johnson, you think, all right, well, you know, clearly that timeout at the end of the first quarter didn't quite work. I mean, Jeremy Jenkins knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. He's been here 16 years, right? Yeah. And has had some big-time seasons here with this Boone program. Really elevated it to, you know, had some strong seasons, even though last year was an off year.
So Barrett, he gives it off to one of his wideouts, Heath Miller, and he'll try to do the end around right there. And they're inching closer to this goal line right now. They're picking up some steam.
Yeah, and you know, but Boone feels like, hey, you know, they just got stopped by Volunteers defense in the red zone, so they could try to do the same here deep in 1st and goal. Though this is tough when you got a big back like Johnson. You just kind of give it to him and see what happens. But they have a lot of options here. They ran that reverse or that end around earlier, first offensive play of the game. So that's another something we could see here.
This is in Johnson's wheelhouse too. He's one of those big bulky backs that's able to break a couple of tackles. So this is right in his wheelhouse and bread and butter play right now. But they're going to drop the ball, and Boone looks like they recovered it. We'll see who they rule. Yeah, Boone's coming away with the ball. That's not what Volunteer can afford to do right there. They're inside the red zone, and they'll take a lot of air out of this offense.
Yeah, Worley, Ryland Trout, another big-time starter on this Boone defense there in the secondary. A lot of guys were involved there to pick up that ball.
Well, Barrett just bobbles the ball, and he was going to hand it off to Johnson, and Johnson kind of just loses track of it right there, and Boone just pounces on it right there. So they're going to take over on the 12-yard line, and Daniel Boone, what a big play by them.
Yeah, that's a brutal moment there. You know, but for Volunteer, you can still take something out of that drive. You know, you can see McMillan there on the sidelines. He's obviously not happy. But, you know, to be able to move the ball and flip the field a little bit is still a positive.
Jenkins gives it off to Blair, who shimmies and shakes a couple of times. He'll pick up 6-7 yards on that carry. And the thing about this last showdown, last year I should say, is Daniel Boone won this 44-14, and they did score 44 unanswered points after Volunteer was able to score the first points of the game. So that obviously was a one-sided showdown, and Volunteer started off hot, and then Boone just kind of ran away with it. And I don't think how this game's going to go this year, though.
Yeah, and that happened a ton of times for Volunteer last year. They were able to get some opportunities going, but just couldn't really hold on to leads. You know, especially in the second half, just really couldn't get anything going. It was a common theme for them, unfortunately.
So Blair gets a handoff once again. He'll pick up the first down. So Daniel Boone, just this running game. We know coming into this game, and we knew last season, this season, that it was going to be crucial for them. But tonight, they're showing it right away.
Yeah, and that's what they do. I mean, even last year, you know, they were struggling, lost a few games, lost Charlie Cole. They still go out there and win a couple big-time games towards the end of the season. Get yourself a playoff game. And they won a playoff game. You know, they had to go on the road, but they still won a playoff game last year, and Charlie Cole did return for that one. So this team knows how to win some big games.
Daniel, ball's tipped in the air. Oh, those are always dangerous when you're able to get your mitts on the ball. Everyone was kind of holding their breath up here, and they got excited when the ball went up in the air. But a good defensive play to be able to get to the quarterback on that one.
Yeah, that was a close one. You mentioned Crum. He's a big-time linebacker for them, leading the team in tackles, and that's just a heads-up play right there. Trying to snuff out a quick opportunity for Boone to try to get a first down passing play.
Daniel Boone leading 7-0 with 9:41 left in the second quarter. And this Boone offense is trying to get everything going with Brennan Blair anchoring that offense. I think I'm going to have a hard time saying that. I always have a hard time saying that sometimes. Brennan Blair, it's a lot of alliteration right there.
Brennan Blair, hey, we got to get used to him, right?
I got to get used to it. I got to get used to it. So
that certainly leads this team in touches by a long shot.
Oh, not even close, yeah. But, yeah, Brennan Blair, he's definitely the anchor of this offense, and he'll be the one really relaying in the play on this one.
Yeah, normally you see the quarterback go over to the sideline, get the play, but hey, I mean, Blair, he's the real deal. He's this offense.
And now he's taking the snaps once again, and that's what Jenkins was talking about. He just wants to incorporate him in this offense as much as possible, no matter what's going on. And obviously you can tell right there, he's got the speed to break it up right at the gut there and pick up a first down. So if he's able to do that at 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 yards a pop, you're going to do that.
It's the same deal that we just mentioned with Johnson. If he can get through the line, if he finds a gap, he's exploding through that. He has an explosive second step, and if he gets into the second level, that's why Boone's run that play a number of times, putting him to take the snap, because when he's able to at least see the line and see what's going on, he has an opportunity to shoot a nice gap and pick up a chunky yards.
We have an official's timeout.
Well, the thing, too, is when I talked to Jenkins this past week, he was able to tell me what his favorite traits are about this Daniel Boone offense and, what his favorite traits are about Brennan Blair. And one of the things about Brennan Blair is that he has the vision. And we talked about that. He's able to make those cutbacks, and he has that elusiveness that, a lot of kids don't have in the backfield.
Yeah, probably played quarterback in middle school, that kind of kid. But, when he's come up, he's made a real statement on this football team. Even last year, him splitting time with Devon White. Devon White, obviously a great asset for this team, but Blair had more carries throughout last season too. He's been a workhorse for this team for a while now.
Hagan Edwards is going to get the handoff there, and it looks like Jenkins is going to come back in.
Also in on the stop for volunteer number 72.
And that's what Coach Jenkins does. He kind of throws defenses off. It's Brennan Blair's going to be in the backfield. He's going to be out wide. He's going to be under center. He's going to take the direct snap. Whatever he's doing, it doesn't matter what he's doing. This defense needs a key on Blair.
Right. Then have him run out in the flat, and Jenkins will throw it out to him. So a lot of options.
Yeah, Jenkins right here. He's got 3 to his right, and he'll try to roll out, but this defense gets some pressure. He takes a licking right now, but he had Philip Page, and we brought him up that he's one of his favorite targets, and he's been able to step up with some key games this year.
Yeah, he took a licking there too. That was a tough hit that he took, but still was able to get that ball off. A strong pressure here, as you can see from Volunteer on the edge to get up to him. That's tough. That's a good throw from Jenkins. Just missed him just a touch. But if they can start to build that chemistry, we know that him and Philip Page have the chemistry. So, they got to trust each other. Even if they connect on just a couple here in the first half, that'll give them some opportunities late in the game.
Jenkins rolling out once again, and he's going to try to avoid the pressure again and nearly finds Blair. And if he would have got to him, he had plenty of open space. But that's what this Volunteer defense needs to do, is get that pressure going, break through that first line. And once you get Jenkins on the turf once or twice every series, he's going to start feeling the pressure. He's going to start hearing footsteps.
Yeah, that was back-to-back plays now that defensive end Quinn Brooks has gotten involved. He's a senior and makes a ton of plays for this team, that line. As well as Riley Littleton was involved there to put pressure. That's tough. You see Jenkins drop back twice, in back-to-back plays. That doesn't happen a ton, so that's a positive for Volunteer to get those stops.
We also discussed what Jesse McMillan needs to do to be able to make adjustments. He's such a smart football mind. I mean, this guy played at DB in 1999. He played at Georgia Southern. He was part of a national championship team. One of those teams that was, FCS, obviously. It's still Division I, though. And, he just is a great football mind. And I've heard, numerous coaches talk about that. When we do previews and we go to, all these other practices, they go, Jesse McMillan knows what he's talking about. And I'm not saying that, a lot of these coaches don't know what they're talking about, but he's just such a smart football mind. He coached at Jones County before this. He was at DB, and he's been at Volunteer since 2018. And when you're at a school for only 2 years and they just give you the reins, you know he's successful and he's skillful.
Yeah, and strong opportunities for him, as an assistant there at DB before Joey Christian got there. But still, that's a strong football program. He was able to take stuff from that. And, I mean, there's a reason that, this team has been rotating head coaches for a while now. But McMillan's the one that finally goes out and, wins the Hawkins County Trophy and has really started to turn this program around. Even though they're still only 2-4, it still feels like a different energy with this team.
Well, whenever you go to practice, he brings the intensity, and the players love him. They love to be around him. He's a player's coach, and I think connects with these players on a different level than a lot of coaches would. And they, he's going to push them to the limits. He's going to be there for them, but he's also there to coach as well.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if they can try to get tight end Caleb Scott involved. He had a big time game last week. Caught a touchdown pass, so he's another guy that they can try to find.
Barrett was looking for Salyers right there on the crossing route, and Salyers has some speed. I mean, you can see it on that first 2-3 steps right off the bat, and the defensive backs are kind of struggling to keep up with him. So if Barrett's able to find him off the edge and being able to find him on the long balls, I think his volunteer offense is going to be able to get some momentum rolling. Yeah,
and you saw McMillan right there in the white shirt. He's a guy that has a lot of energy. He's an intense guy, but he certainly loves this football team. After winning the Hawkins County game, he went out, hugged his daughter. I mean, he feels passion with this program.
This is what the Cameron Johnson. Actually, that's not Cameron Johnson. Excuse me. That is not Cameron Johnson. We saw the 3 and we saw the other 3, but not Cameron Johnson right there. Jared Council right there, shaking and baking, picking up a first down. It looked like he was going to get brought down to the backfield. Shakes one tackler, then he breaks through a couple of others, and he's able to get that first down. So a great second effort, or I should say second and third effort from the running back.
Yeah, strong footwork there. Cameron Johnson obviously has big-time footwork. We saw it in that touchdown to seal the game against Cherokee, running down the sideline, and he's able to bust through those gaps. But it's good for Volunteer to get another guy, take some carries, lessen the load on Cameron Johnson.
So 1st and 10, and Cameron Johnson was able to break through that right there. A couple of Blazers swallow him up. So Volunteer, they're trailing 7-0. There's 6 minutes left in the second quarter. So Volunteer's just able to get some momentum going, pick up that steam that they were able to pick up on the series before they fumbled the ball. So let's just hope they're not able to turn the ball over on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time play here on 2nd and long. Try to offset some of the yardage that was just lost. Get yourself at least in a manageable 3rd down situation. But Garrison Barrett, we might see him try to take a couple shots. He hasn't taken a ton tonight.
He's got an arm too. So yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about. If they're able to get the protection for him, and he's a big body too. And I think there's a flag right there, and a couple of flags coming right down. I don't know if that's holding, face mask. There's a lot of laundry on the field.
Yeah, a lot of laundry. It seemed like they're. Yeah, I mean, if that's another hold, that'll be brutal for Volunteers' drive. But
so watch this replay right now.
He looked like he was trying to drop back. He looked like he was trying to find Salyers on the left side of the field. He looked like he was going deep and had his man beat, but just didn't have enough time to find him out there.
It's going to be against the Trailblazers.
So it is against the Trailblazers.
Might have been a face mask call. Either way, that's brutal, especially after finally locking up Johnson on the first play of the series.
So he's going to pick up 5 yards right there. So
5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
It's better than 2nd and 13. So they'll take that any day of the week. But
45-yard line.
Let's see if this Volunteer offense can kind of recuperate and be able to get Johnson going again. And if not, Barrett's going to like you said, unload. So Volunteer down 7-0. There's 5:23 left in this first half. They're going to try to bounce back and get some steam going right before the end of the half. Barrett, 3 wide receivers to his right. He's got Johnson to his left. He's going to get off to Johnson, who breaks off the edge. And a great job by the Blazers to kind of wrangle him in right there. And Daniel Boone being able to shut this running game up.
Yeah, it looked like Luke Scott got involved there on the tackle. Just a sophomore, but he's a starter. He's a guy that can then fill in. They've had a number of injuries here on this Daniel Boone defense, especially Nate Rader, who was a great kid on this team, and before the season got involved in a yard work accident. Currently, unfortunately, is still paralyzed from the waist down. He's been in the hospital for a long time. So this team is certainly playing for Nate Rader and Devon White.
So Barrett picked up the blitz right there. He got it out before they came, and he did complete it to Johnson, but that's really nothing right there. And I think actually he lost a yard on that one. So it's going to be 4th and 9 for Volunteer. There's 4:23 left in the first quarter, and they're going to punt. And Daniel Boone just hoping they can get something going before the end of the first half.
Yeah, and in a couple minutes, Jesse, I'm going to leave you, run down to the field, so make sure you guys stay here right when the second quarter ends. We'll have a live interview with Volunteer head coach Jesse McMillan right after the second quarter ends before they head to the locker room. And then when halftime ends, before the start of the second half, we'll have a live interview with Boone head coach Jeremy Jenkins. So make sure to stay tuned for that throughout halftime as well.
Yeah, we're just trying to bring everything. I mean, we're bringing everything to the table. Interviews, in-game interviews, post-game interviews. We're just trying to get everyone entertained at this point.
Absolutely.
This is a great opportunity. And obviously, Daniel Boone had a great opportunity right there. Philip Page on the punt return. He picked up a good chunk of yardage right there, so he's going to get at the 30-yard line, and Daniel Boone's going to take over. And I should say Brennan Blair Express, but we'll see what this Daniel Boone offense can do with 3:42 left in the first quarter, or I should say the first half.
Yeah, this is another opportunity for Boone here right before the half to try to make a statement. It seemed like they were really rolling in that second drive. They punt from Cameron Johnson bumped them back all the way to the 15. They get all the way inside the 40-yard line. Looked like they were going to go up 2 touchdowns, and then it stalled from there. But they're still searching for that second touchdown, take a 2 TD lead here at halftime.
So you take about the momentum, and Volunteers going to take a timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as well. Daniel Boone's leading 7-0 with 3:42 left in the first half, and we'll be back to see what they can do on offense.
Hi, I'm T. And I'm P. At Quality Sleep. We tackle high prices. We cut down on savings.
Quality Sleep Mattress and more. Scores every time with name brand mattresses at rock bottom prices. Family owned and still easy to find in Greenville.
Your home is working harder for you than ever. Keep it working by calling your local Mr. Electric for safe, reliable, professional service and repairs. Mr. Electric has the power to make things better. Mr. Electric, your trusted local electrician. Your house will be up and running in no time.
Hi, I'm T. And I'm P. At Quality Sleep. We tackle high prices. We cut down on savings.
Quality Sleep Mattress and more. Scores every time with name brand mattresses at rock bottom prices. Family owned and still easy to find in Greenville.
Carries.
All right, welcome back to Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. We missed first play on that one. No surprise here, it was handed off to Brennan Blair.
Yeah, that's no surprise. Busts through the gap and picks up a strong 6 yards. So favorable second and short here. They have a lot of options. So, Jenkins could take a shot if he wants to.
Yeah, Jenkins got 2 to his left, 2 to his right, and he'll send one of his wideouts in motion, and he'll flip it off to Daniel Matherly, and he'll pick up some yardage right there before getting taken down, and he's going to be right short of the first down, 1 yard short, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 with 2:58 left in the second quarter, and this would be a big stop if Volunteer can shut this offense down.
Yeah, it's amazing how much Boone likes to just throw out to the flats. I mean, Jenkins, the quarterback, loves it. And, you still pick up some chunky yards here. So looks like they're in the shotgun. So we'll see, an RPO. I mean, Jenkins can run, too. So if he feels like Blair doesn't have an opportunity, he could keep it himself, try to pick up this yard.
Who's got 3 to his left right here, and Blair in the backfield. And no surprise here, he'll give it off to Blair, who's able to trudge through to get that first down right now. So it's going to be a new set of series, or I should say new set of downs right now with 2:25 left in the second quarter. And they're going to go no huddle right now. So Daniel Boone's going to pick up the pace a little bit. And Michael, you're going to be leaving us. So you go down to that field, make sure that you're able to talk to Jesse McMillan and see what he wants to adjust.
Yeah, we'll have a live interview here at the end of the first half.
But Brennan Blair, he gets the handoff right here. He'll pick up 5 yards on that one. So 2:05 left in the second quarter. And like I said, this Daniel Boone offense is going to go no huddle. They're probably going to rely on Blair a lot for this one, but they also have 3 wide receivers to the left. So if Jenkins wants to, he's probably going to take a shot right here. So time's ticking down right now. This Daniel Boone team wants to put up a score right before the end of the half. So Blair's going to, flare out a little bit, and Jenkins is going to take a shot. He's going to find one of his wideouts, and he breaks through right now. And he'll get out bounds, and that's what you need to do right now. That's Caleb Worley. He'll pick up the first down right at the 35-yard line, and most importantly, he got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Number 6, Caleb Worley with the reception and run after the catch. He's going to be getting up for a Trailblazer first down.
So 1:38 left in the second quarter, and this Daniel Boone offense is picking up some steam. So Jenkins shotgun formation, 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Brennan Blair to his left as well. He'll give it off to the running back, and Blair's going to get swallowed up. He'll pick up 3 yards on that carry, and Jenkins in the offense. There's going to go no huddle. He's going to communicate with his wide receivers, give him a play right here, and once again, he's got 3 to his right, 1 to his left, Blair to his right. See if he takes a shot once again. But Jenkins will hand it off to Blair, who cuts back. He's going to shimmy and shake. He's going to break a couple of tackles, spin out. 2 Falcons are going to have to take him down. He gets inside the 20 here, and this offense is going to be able to pick up some steam, and this is what Coach Jenkins wants this offense to do. And I think everyone and their mother knew coming into this game that this offense is just revolving around Blair. I mean, he had 30 carries last week. He'll probably end with that, if not more, tonight. So this offense is humming right now. Jenkins, he rolls out. The lefty's going to look deep for the end zone right now, and that is a touchdown. He takes the hip. That's Phillip Page. We know this kid is dangerous on the wideout position. And Phillip Page, he catches it as he takes a licking right in the end zone right now, but that's a touchdown for Daniel Boone. There's 49 seconds left, and they're going to line up for the PAT. They're up 13-0, and what a great job by Jenkins to be able to roll out and find Phillip Page on that touchdown.
Ben Shrewsbury will attempt the extra point.
The PAT is good, so it's 14-0 Daniel Boone. Jenkins to Page on the second touchdown right now, and that series was led by Brennan Blair being able to pick up that good chunk of yardage. So 49 seconds left in the first half. Daniel Boone up 14-0. We'll take a break.
Gray Pharmacy has been open for over 40 years, proudly serving as the only independent pharmacy in Gray and the surrounding area. We offer quick, easy, and contactless local delivery free of charge. Inside the pharmacy, we have short wait times with a friendly staff eager to please. Let us help you save time and money with adherence packing. On-site rapid flu testing is available along with a full line of vaccines. Owner Clayton Kilgore and his staff hope you support local businesses. At Gray Pharmacy, you'll feel just like family.
Happy Saturday.
It's Saturday?
It's Saturday.
And you're here?
Yep, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
12 hours a day, 6 days a week?
That's right. I'm like an ATM, but better.
Yeah, because you're a teller.
Exactly. I'm a teller.
Drive-Through Plus, exclusively from Bank of Tennessee.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. A great job by Jenkins to find Phillip Page on the run for that touchdown. Daniel Boone leading 14-0 with 49 seconds left. Cameron Johnson's going to receive that kick, but he'll fair catch it. So it's going to be a touchback at the 20-yard line. And, you know, Barrett does have the arm, so I don't know if they're going to be taking shots right here from this volunteer offense. I wouldn't be surprised if they take, you know, a couple downfield to try to get some momentum going right before the half. This volunteer offense really had a strong chance at knotting this game up, but the Barrett to Johnson handoff really took the air out of the sails for this volunteer offense. But Barrett, he's going to scramble around. He's got plenty of protection. He'll see if he can find one of his wideouts. He bobbles the catch, but yes, he finds one of his wideouts right now. It's on the far end of the field. We'll see who this is. That's 88 right there. That's his tight end, I should say, Caleb Scott. And a lot of fans aren't happy right now. They thought there was a little extracurricular activities after the whistle right now, but we're going to keep it going right now. And Volunteers going to go no huddle right now. 27 seconds left. No timeouts. Volunteer Barrett, he's going to drop back right now, looking deep, look for one of his weapons right now. Great protection right now, and that is going to be a no catch. He was just trying to go to Scott once again, so that's going to stop the clock. 15 seconds left in the second quarter. Volunteers is trying to get some momentum going right before the first half ends. And I think Jesse McMillan just trying to get something going right now I mean, Barrett, he's got an arm. He's very capable of making a deep play right now, and they definitely have the weapons. You know, they do have Scott, who we just saw right there, Heath Miller as well, Rayshon Simmons. He's got some speed. We saw that on the first play of this Volunteer offense when he was doing the end around right now. And obviously Cameron Johnson, reigning WJHL Player of the Week, or I should say one of the WJHL Players of the Week, but he got 3 wide receivers to his left, Johnson to his left as well, and they're just going to hand it off to Johnson, see what he can do. He picks up some good yardage, but I think McMillan's just going to let this play run out, or this clock run out right before the half. And actually, I stand corrected. They're going to take a timeout right here. Volunteers going to take a timeout. There's 6.6 seconds left in this first half, and we're going to take a break as well with Daniel Boone leading 14-0.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
Number 61, Ethan Fitzgerald, the first trailblazer there.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. That was the end of the first half. Volunteer was trying to go deep right there. They had 3 wide receivers to the left, but Barrett, he got smoked right by Daniel Boone's defense. He coughed at the ball. Volunteer was able to pounce on it, but it really didn't matter as time expired because Daniel Boone wasn't able to do anything with it. But the protection really just collapsed on Barrett, and, you know, he got smoked right as he was about to throw the ball right now. But Michael Epps is with Jesse McMillan down on the field right now, so we're going to toss it down to him.
All right, thanks, Jesse. Down here with head coach Jesse McMillan for Volunteer. These are 2 teams with some pretty great running backs. So, you know, Cameron Johnson was getting things going. But what did you see out of Brennan Blair in the Daniel Boone offense?
We got to do a better job of tackling. You know, and I mean, we've had them in some 3rd downs. We got to get them off the field. I mean, it's just situational football, and that's, you know, stuff we preach all the time. We just got to do it, and we did a pretty good job. Disappointing to give up a touchdown right before the half, and then, you know, we won't get the ball out of our hands there on the last play. So, you know, if we want to win it, I mean, we got to go play. I mean, they're not going to give it to us, but our kids are fighting. We just got to make plays. I mean, you know, fumbling down there inside the 9, you know, probably our best drive of the year, and we fumble it. Hits us right in the hands, you know, and we fumble the snap. So, you know, we got to make plays.
Yeah, your running back Cameron Johnson has made some plays as well, starting to get offense going a little bit on that drive. What do you feel like this offense can do in the second half to bounce back?
Oh, we got to make some plays in the passing game because, you know, I mean, after you run it 7 or 8 times in a row, I mean, Coach Jenkins is a great coach, you know, so he's going to adjust to that. So we got to be able to make plays in the pass game, you know, and to still get Cameron involved. So, you know, we just got to keep playing and quit blowing our legs off with mistakes. You know, we're not shooting ourselves in the foot, so we're just blowing our legs off.
Yeah, what do you think your defense has to do just to slow down Blair? You know, they have Edwards.
Oh, we got to hit him before he gets started. I mean, I felt like we did that at times. But, yeah, I mean, once he gets into the open field, I mean, he's, you know, he's the fastest guy around here, you know, on the field. So that's certainly not a good matchup for us, you know. So.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Right, man,
really appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be right back after this. Jesse will have a halftime recap here on Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet.
Your home is the heart of your family. And at Scott Britton Construction, we are honored to help make your dream home a reality. If it's your first house, a home for your growing family, or your retirement dream, let us help you with this most important investment. We ensure every home is perfectly constructed from beginning to end. Building with quality, craftsmanship, and superior custom are our priority. Visit us at scottbrittonconstruction.com for more information.
Every day at Dempsey's, we have the privilege of helping to commemorate the most precious of moments. Each of us know how important it is, as we have families too. Whether it's a date to remember, the moment you've been waiting for, or just another way to say, I love you. We're all here for you. the most memorable of moments. Brought to you by Dempsey's Jewelers.
Dockery Abbey Carpet and Floor, Johnson City.
Gray Pharmacy has been open for over 40 years, proudly serving as the only independent pharmacy in Gray and the surrounding area. We offer quick, easy, and contactless local delivery free of charge. Inside the pharmacy, we have short wait times with a friendly staff eager to please. Let us help you save time and money with adherence packing. On-site rapid flu testing is available along with a full line of vaccines. Owner Clayton Kilgore and his staff hope you support local businesses. At Gray Pharmacy, you'll feel just like family.
Washington Farmers Co-op is your farm supply source, offering a wide range of products and services for both the full-time farmer and the homeowner. We have fertilizers bagged in bulk or custom spread on your farm. We also offer on-farm fuel delivery and on-farm tractor tire service. Washington Farmers Co-op also has a full-service car care center, and our knowledgeable and helpful personnel are always ready to answer your questions. Be sure to visit one of our 2 convenient locations. Washington Farmers Co-op, owned by the farmers, open to everyone.
Do you have ugly, stained, oily, cracked, or dirty concrete? Team Red Coatings can install their beautiful polyurea concrete coating system that is slip-resistant and easy to clean. Team Red Coatings can transform your garage, basement, pool, or patio in as little as 1 day. It is ready to walk on in as little as 4 hours. And backed by an industry-leading 15-year warranty, not to chip or peel. Beautiful, durable, and ready in just 1 day. Team Red Coatings. Decorative concrete finishes. Call us today for a free estimate.
Welcome back to another edition of Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone leading Volunteer 14-0, and I think Jesse McMillan said it all. They got to stop Brennan Blair.
Well, and it's tough. You finally get it going there on the last drive there before halftime. You tackle him, didn't let him get a ton of yards, and then Jackson Jenkins goes out and throws a pretty great throw there to Philip Page for a touchdown. That's the kind of things that are going to be frustrating because they got a couple good stops on Blair.
So you flip to the other side. This Volunteer offense just needs to pick up some steam. They did have some steam, and then they just kind of coughed it away, and I feel like that just took a lot of momentum out of their sails.
Yeah, McMillan said it might have been his best drive of the year. I mean, he had a good drive there in the Cherokee game, but that's tough because, Cameron Johnson got things going. It looked like on a couple plays we've seen Garrison Barrett try to take some shots, but the offensive line didn't give him a ton of time on those plays to find his receivers. So he's got to do a better job of hopefully getting some protection and finding failures.
So it's been an entertaining first half, but we also got an entertaining halftime, so we're going to toss it down to the Volunteers band.
Your home is working harder for you than ever. Keep it working by calling your local Mr. Electric for safe, reliable, professional service and repairs. Mr. Electric has the power to make things better. Mr. Electric, your trusted local electrician. Your house will be up and running in no time.
Are you ready to purchase a new home or refinance your current home? Do you know who to contact for mortgage advice? Let the experts at Mortgage Investors Group make buying your next home easy.
At Mortgage Investors Group, you can count on the experience and knowledge of our local team working with you from beginning to end.
From application to closing, you can count on us to be there with you.
Helping our friends and neighbors achieve home ownership for over 30 years. Let us be your home loan lender. Call us or stop by for all your residential mortgage needs.
At Brooks & Malone, we offer exceptional service in landscaping, pools, and design. Our goal is to create a fun, relaxing place for your family and children so they never have to leave home. Save money, skip the stress of travel, and enjoy your summer at home. We offer a lifetime warranty on all of our pools, whether it's fiberglass or vinyl liner, and top-of-the-line energy savings equipment. At Brooks & Malone, our team is thoroughly committed to your satisfaction. There's nothing more important to us. This is Holly at Brooks & Malone. Give us a call today for your free estimate.
Are you looking for a new or used auto, RV, or boat? ECU knows choosing the right financing option is important, and we can customize a loan to fit most budgets and lifestyles. Need a new ride? We got a loan for that. Ready for some fun? We got a loan for that. Want to social distance and style? We got a loan for that. So wherever life takes you, we've got a loan for that. And even that.
Ready to try a Nectar mattress for yourself? Stop in at Sleep Solutions. We have the full line of Nectar mattresses on display, including the 2021 models that you can't even get online yet.
Sleep Solutions Mattress Gallery, your solution to a great night's sleep.
When buying or refinancing a home, knowledge, experience, and personal service is a must.
contact us, Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Fairway is a nationwide lender with 2 local offices, Kingsport and Johnson City, serving East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. We have many options to choose from that we will tailor to your needs. Especially during these times, don't settle for internet lenders. Trust your local Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation offices. Call or visit our website today.
Louis, this customer needs an easy access shower.
Yes, Jack, a lot of our customers have a hard time stepping into the tub. This easy access shower base has a lift and a slip resistant lower. We add a Delta commercial grade valve, and we prep the walls for our unique acrylic seamless easy to clean one-piece wall. There are no seams in the corner, which is unique to our company and leak proof. Here are safety bars, and we can add seats, doors, or a shower curtain.
Call Bath Fitter today for that free in-home estimate.
Get a perfect night's sleep with a DreamCloud mattress from Sleep Solutions. DreamCloud offers luxury level comfort, a 365-night sleep trial, and a lifetime warranty at an unbeatable price.
Sleep Solutions Mattress Gallery, your solution to a great night's sleep.
Welcome back, everyone, to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone's leading Volunteer right now, 14-0. Now, a little first-half recap right now. Brendan Blair did score the first touchdown. I don't really think we're surprised by that one. This guy's been a workhorse all season long. He's our WJHL running player of the week, and then that second touchdown came right at the end of the first half right there. About 47 seconds left in the second quarter as Jenkins rolled out and found Philip Page right in the corner. The kid took a hit right as he caught the ball, but he held on for that score right there, and it's 14-0. This Volunteer offense just really needs to just get going right now because, Cameron Johnson, he's also a solid back, and, Barrett, he's also a solid quarterback as well, but I think they just need to find some momentum and some pace. They did get inside the 10-yard line, but they did bobble the snap right there. They were looking to Cameron Johnson. As always, the kid can toke the rock, as some people like to say it. So just a very, very good offense, this Volunteer offense is. So, Jesse McMillan, he knows what he's doing. He's a great football mind. He played at Georgia Southern, so I think right now he wears his emotions on his sleeve, so I think he's in the locker room giving a little pep talk right now to his Falcons team. But just one of those guys where, he's going to make those adjustments. He's going to be able to shut down Brendan Blair. How much, I don't know. They were trying to contain him in the first half. They really, didn't do a good job early, but they, seemed to pick up momentum on defense as Volunteer did a good job of stopping that run game, but then the pass game kind of bit him in the butt towards the end of the half. But flipping over to the other side, Daniel Boone's defense is doing a great job. Bend, don't break. They were able to get, inside the 10-yard line. But, let's see what this Daniel Boone team can do offensively if they just stick with that run game, which I expect they will do. But let's see what this Volunteer defense can do. So, like I said, Daniel Boone's up 14-0, and the man leading the charge right there is head coach Jeremy Jenkins, and our very own Michael Epps is talking to him. Actually, we'll have them coming up after the break, so we're going to go to a break right now.
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
Are you looking for a new or used auto, RV, or boat? ECU knows choosing the right financing option is important, and we can customize a loan to fit most budgets and lifestyles. Need a new ride? We got a loan for that. Ready for some fun? We got a loan for that. Want to social distance and style? We got a loan for that. So wherever life takes you, we've got a loan for that. Can I drive?
No.
Absolute Granite and Cabinetry, your one-stop shop for kitchen and bath. Absolute can turn your ideas into the kitchen and bath of your dreams. For both new construction and remodeling, we offer one of the largest selections of granite and marble with over 70 colors in stock that can be custom cut and polished to your specifications. Absolute also has a wide selection of semi-custom cabinetry that fits your decor and budget. Enjoy your kitchen and bath like never before with the help of Absolute Granite and Cabinetry.
Welcome to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone, visiting volunteer. They're up 14-0, and it's about 2.5 minutes left in the halftime right now. And Michael Epps, he tracked down Jeremy Jenkins right now. They're having a fun old conversation right now. We're just trying to get set up for that interview. Probably a lot of positive things coming from this Daniel Boone. They're able to shut down the volunteer offense, and they're able to chalk up 2 touchdowns as well. But Jeremy Jenkins is with Michael Epps right now. We're going to toss to him down there on the field.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with head coach Jeremy Jenkins here with Daniel Boone. So, Coach, big-time first half, especially that touchdown right here where we're standing here in the end zone. How big was that to get that score?
That's huge momentum for us. Execution-wise, I thought we did a really good job executing the 2-minute drill. We would work it every day. Right now, just kind of disheartened the way we're kind of tackling on defense and finishing drives over there. Got over, bail ourselves out. We got to play a lot better defensively the second half.
We've seen how elusive Brennan Blair has been all season. Again tonight, what have you seen out of him? Just the way that he's able to just kind of chug this offense along.
Well, we know he always comes to play all the time. We're snapping the ball to him, giving him some direct snaps. We try to get the ball to him as much as we can, but we just got to do a better job of executing, especially in the offensive line and the defensive line. Because Volunteers really play hard and really come at us this last half. We got to play.
They've been able to get Cameron Johnson going a little bit. That drive, fumbled there. But Cameron Johnson's able to get something going. What do you want to see out of your defense to stop him?
Well, we know that's where it starts. We've got to take him away and make him one-dimensional, not give up any yards on the ground, do a better job of really swarming to the ball and tackling.
Yeah, and lastly, Coach, what do you guys feel like you need to do here in the second half to wrap up this football?
We just got to get off to a good start and tackle well and get points. We just can't. We've been our own worst enemy offense, getting in our own way one drive. We just got to come out and execute and take what the defense gives us and go out and execute.
Big game, Coach, right?
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for checking this out. Big time lead for Daniel Boone here, 14-0 here at halftime. Second half is getting started just in a minute, so make sure to stay tuned to the Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet.
The first half, that was a big momentum boost. That was, Phillip Page is making a great catch in the corner of the end zone right there as he took a licking, but he was able to hold on to the ball. That kid's come in clutch all season long. He was big in the Greenville game, and that was a momentous win for this Daniel Boone squad. And Jeremy Jenkins, he knows how to get these guys going, and he also knows how to utilize his weapons too. Obviously, Brennan Blair, he's been a workhorse not only this season but last season as well. And last week in the 35-13 win over Morristown East, he chalked up 30 carries for 257 yards, 4 touchdowns. He had 1 reception. That was a 29-yard catch for another touchdown. So 5 total touchdowns right there. Just an absolute dominating performance from him. That's why he was named our WJHL Player of the Week. And, Jenkins, he had a solid game as well. He went 5 for 7, 90 yards. Nothing to write home about, but it was a good performance as well. They earned 297 total rushing yards, so obviously they leaned on the run game heavy against Morristown East, and they only punted once. So think about that. When you're able to chalk up 35 points and only be able to punt up once, I think that's what Jenkins, I don't know if he expected that type of dominating performance, but that's what you want out of your team. Now, they didn't attempt to pass in the second half, and I don't think that's going to be a case against this volunteer team. They're able to, just be able to, do a great job of, holding their own in the running attack. But I think Jenkins under center will prove to be a vital weapon as they try to pull away from this Volunteers squad. Now, looking at this Falcons squad, they did lose 34-14 against Tennessee High last week. That was their second straight loss, but there was some positive. Barrett, he had 153 yards, 1 touchdown. He did have 2 interceptions, so if he was able to cut off those, those turnovers and cut down on those interceptions, that's just big for this squad. And Cameron Johnson, kind of an off week for him. He had 21 carries, but only 52 yards on that. Scott, he had 4 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. Miller, he had 5 catches for 56 yards. So, the great performances from those two. being on the outside right there, catching those balls. And I just think that this Volunteer offense just really needs to, hammer it home on Cameron Johnson. Once that kid gets moving and once that kid picks up some steam, this offense will pick up some momentum as well, and they're able to go over the top. And I'm sorry, a bug just flew into my mouth. I apologize. That thing was about the size of my finger. So I had to freak out there. I apologize. Everyone's laughing in the production crew right now. You guys saw that. That was gross. That might have been one of the worst experiences of my life. So focus up. We got a halftime adjustments, but no, it's oh my gosh, you saw that, Epps, right? That thing flew right. It's
still sitting there.
Yeah, it's still sitting
up.
there. So I'm gonna have to buckle down just like Jesse McMillan and take that bug out if I have to. But that little halftime entertainment for you guys up here in the booth. I wish the camera would have caught that. But
so how would what were your takeaways from those two coaches?
Jesse McMillan, a lot of emotion, and I think there's no surprise there. We've been to the practices a couple of times. We've each interviewed him a handful of times. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and I said that during the halftime recap right there. He doesn't hold anything back, and I think you saw that in your interview with him.
Yeah, and for on the other side, for Jeremy Jenkins, it seems like he's pretty confident.
Yep.
He likes how they played. I think he might have been a little bit different emotions if they didn't get that touchdown there at the end of the half. I mean, that was huge. You could really feel that, Jackson Jenkins put the ball on the money there. And he hasn't had to do that too much tonight, but he made a big-time throw to Phillip Page, which he's done in previous games this season. So, to get that 2-touchdown lead we were talking about, they almost got it on the second drive of the game and then really, stumbled throughout the rest of the first quarter and into the second quarter. But that was a big change of momentum.
Yeah, what a throw from Jackson Jenkins, though, able to roll out and just flick it over to Phillip Page, who's right in the corner and takes a hit as well. So, I mean, a great sequence right there for the Trailblazers to be up 14-0, and we're about to kick off the second half, or we're officially underway. Cameron Johnson's back, and he's going to make a play on this and maybe let it go bounce out of bounds, but it bounced inside, so he's going to have to play on this one. He's going to go to the outside.
Tried to get the edge.
Try to get that edge there, but he'll get taken out the 10-yard line. I think he was hoping that it would take a bounce towards us, but instead it takes a bounce towards the inside of the field.
Yeah, that was a tough break there. So now you start deep in their own territory again. But we saw this in their first drive of the game, or second drive of the game, to be bumped back inside the 15 and went all the way down to the other side of the field before that fumble. That was a brutal one. McMillan mentioned it, and that doesn't happen a lot. Garrison Barrett has a pretty good chemistry with this offensive line, but not tonight. Not only on that miscommunication on the snap, but also he hasn't quite gotten the protection when he's wanted to drop back, and they haven't been able to connect on too many balls.
Well, Garrison Barrett fakes the handoff, and he takes a big step back with this Trailblazers team. He gets it off. I don't know if that's going to be intentional grounding. There was no wide receivers there, and there's a flag on the play. So it looks like it might be intentional grounding. And that's what we were just saying,
not time there. I mean, Barrett can't get any time to throw any balls. I mean, he has wide receivers that he likes, but he's not getting any time to throw to them.
No, you see the laundry right there. It's got to be intentional grounding. So that's going to be a loss of play, too, so it's going to be second, and they're going to be backed up.
Well, and I think he was worried about taking the safety, but he was just a step out of the end zone, because if he did throw intentional grounding in the end zone, that would have been a safety. I don't know if they're going to keep that.
Timeout. How safety?
Well, see, and he was worried that he was in the end zone. That's why he threw it away. If he's in the end zone, but it looks like the refs marked him just outside of the end zone. So
the PA announcer just came over and said that's a safety, but it's going to be 16-0. But Volunteer still has the ball. I got a little confused. He confused me a little bit there because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not a safety.
No,
but
it's close. Because if you do intentional grounding in the end zone,
exactly,
that's a safety.
Yeah, that's a safety. But he was right
out.
On the line right there. So. Oh, Cameron
that's
Johnson. That is going to be a safety. That will be a safety.
No
Cameron
miscommunications
Johnson.
About that one.
Jesse McMillan just trying something different there with Cameron Johnson in the back of the end zone. And he's saying that, obviously the snap was too high, and we're going to take a look at it right now. And I think this is not what we want. Jesse McMillan did not want his team to be this sloppy right off the bat.
Yeah, this is now two brutal snaps right now from this Volunteer offensive line. Nate Dixon, who's had a strong season. He's a senior, but just a couple tough miscommunications there, and McMillan is pretty heated there on the sidelines. He's not happy.
It's still a two-score game, though, so, Volunteer, if they're able to get some momentum going, it's going to be okay. But, yeah, McMillan, he was talking about how they just kind of got the momentum taken away from him on that fumble, on that, possibly could have been a touchdown. Looked like they were going to get handoff to Cameron Johnson. We know what that kid can do. But they get the fumble, lose the momentum. They get scored on right before the end of the first half. And obviously the meter's leaning towards Daniel Boone, but, Jesse McMillan, he knows what he's doing. He's able to get this team going as well.
Yeah, and the Falcons' defense did get into a groove there after the first drive of the game, allowing that touchdown from Brennan Blair there on the first drive of the game. They got into a little bit of a grind and was able to stop Boone's offense for the most part. So McMillan's going to hope that his defense can get into that groove again right now. If Boone comes out here and gets a score here on a shortened field, that will be a pretty disastrous blow here for the Falcons.
I was going to say, you just brought up that shortened field right there, and they're going to have some good field position on this one, especially, if they're going to be able to get a good return right here. And we know what Philip Page can do. He's dangerous as well. And he's joined back there by Braden Blankenship, a freshman. So a lot of you got a senior and you got a freshman. Hey. So Jenkins is able to, flip-flop, and he's got plenty of weapons no matter what class they are right now. But the punt is off. Cameron Johnson, solid boot. If they pick up a good bounce right now, it gets past Page, and that's going to be a great kick right there. Jenkins wasn't hoping for that. So, if you're going to look for a positive in that, obviously you don't want the safety, but if you're going to look for a positive, they probably would be in the same position if they did have a normal kickoff.
Yeah, Johnson has a boot. We saw it earlier. He pinned Boone deep. And we mentioned the shorter field on a safety punt like that. If the returner can get in front of the ball, he's going to have at least 20 yards of running room before the front line of Volunteers going to even get a hand on him to try to tackle him. So you're looking at maybe midfield, but that angle on the punt was big time for Johnson to pick up. Who knows if he did that on purpose? But Philip Page just couldn't get in front of the ball. And now it looks like it did. Since it went out of bounds, we're not sure if Page actually touched the ball.
It looked like on the replay he did touch the ball.
It looked like he might have touched it. It looked like he tried to. When the refs, I guess, are saying that he did not. So they're going to get that ball here at midfield. We're going to try to.
We're going to show you right now. Again. Everyone take a quick peek right now.
And this is a key moment in the game.
Yeah.
Here.
So Cameron Johnson, he's going to boot it. Nice leg. He's a good running back too.
Oh, and that's a good shot.
That is a good shot
from our cameraman Scott down on the field, but you just couldn't really tell from that angle if he was able to get his finger on that or not. So I guess
it seemed like he was a little disappointed though, because usually you can kind of tell how a player performs by his body language, and it looked like the way he acted, he did get his hand on it, but
right.
I guess that's not what the refs saw. So they're going to take over on Volunteers' 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Jenkins, he's got plenty of pressure, but he's also going to unleash and. I thought they might have called that right there. The ref was reaching his back pocket, but it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like they almost could have thrown a flag there as Caleb Worley was going out for that pass, but it really was uncatchable. Jenkins had some pressure, and that ball was going towards the sideline. As you see, head coach Jeremy Jenkins right there for Boone. He's certainly happy that his offense has better field position, but wants to see a better throw out of the quarterback. His son, by the way. Jackson is his son, which is pretty cool.
Like father, like son. Blair, he takes a handoff. He just runs over a defender right there, picks up 7 yards. Daniel Boone leading 16-0, 11:26 left in the third quarter. And this Daniel Boone offense, once they're able to pick up some steam from Bear, we've been saying it all game long. This kid is toking the rock. I mean, we had a couple parents coming up and asking us. We don't have live stats, but we had a couple of parents come up and ask us, "Hey, what's his stat line right now? What's he running right now?" And I go, "Unfortunately, I don't know. I wish I did, but I can tell you this much: he's got a lot of yards."
Yeah, he'll probably touch 100 yards by the end of the night. That's for sure. I don't know if he has it here in the first half, but he's getting there. I'd say at least 70 or 80. He's getting there. They hand it to him a ton of times. He might have 15 touches already, 15, 20 touches.
And that's what Jenkins said at halftime. He goes, we just got to really be able to utilize him no matter what we're doing, direct snaps, on the edge, in the backfield. No matter what it is, Jenkins always loves going to Blair.
Yeah, but big-time stop from this Volunteer defense to not let him get any yards on that one, that's for sure. And so now this is a big moment, another huge moment here. Boone's going to go for it and try to pick up this yardage, keep the ball.
So 4th and 4, Volunteer just trying to stack the box, stop that Boone running game as well, and they're going to go straight to Blair. And Volunteer just swallows him up in the backfield. They'll lose some yardage on that play, and a great push by the first 2 levels, including the defensive line.
Yeah, Blair was trying to take that direct snap. They do it a lot. And they've had success when he's able to read the holes, but there were no holes on that one. That was the Volunteer
No, they were
front.
plugged.
Quinn Brooks, Ethan Reimer, and Jaden Cutrider, those big fellas up in front that were able to seal any hope of Boone trying to pick up that first down. So now this is positive field position. So now this is the kind of thing McMillan is talking about. Take advantage of the opportunities. Now you get the ball at your own 40-yard line. You have a shortened field to work with.
Barrett takes the ripper, and that is an incomplete pass.
Barrett's pass goes incomplete, intended for Kason Christian.
A couple more yards back, that would have been a fumble, and that would have been some bad news for McMillan and the boys. But
yeah, McMillan just ripped off his headset real quick. He is not happy. I think he wants to demand a little bit more focus out of his football team right now. These are small mistakes, taking your eye off the ball. Before you take that first step is a disastrous move right now, and we've seen it with the snaps and a couple drop passes. Garrison Barrett threw a solid throw to him on the flat, but not quite what you want to see there on first down.
So they're kind of, a fast-paced offense in the first half, and now Volunteers just, kind of slowing it down, but they're trying to get the ball off. I think they're going to, get flagged for delay of game, and you can kind of tell there.
Yeah, these are a number of mental mistakes right now that we're seeing from Volunteer, and McMillan was pretty pumped up there at halftime. I'm sure he gave a little extra something to his team there in the locker room, trying to get them to wake up. But this is not the response that he wanted to see out of his football team. But there's still a lot of time left, obviously, and you still have a second favorable down here.
It's almost the same exact play we saw, and Boone is just able to snuff that one out right there. He was just looking for Heath Miller, and nothing really happening on that play.
Yeah, they ran the same play that they did on first down, try to find his receiver there on the bubble and get a couple blockers out to him on a quick screen. He likes that play and tried to get it again there on second down here. But even though the receiver dropped the ball on first down, there were a couple Boone defenders right there. Boone has snuffed out that play twice in a row now. And so now you're stuck in a long third
same
down.
Formation, 3 wide receivers to the right. Cameron Johnson to his right as well. Barrett's going to drop back, and instead of looking for the screen, he's going to look deep right now. He's got plenty of time. And Heath Miller over the middle. A great snag by him, but there is flag on the play. There might, there's a Daniel Boone helmet off. There's a little rough and rowdy going on down there. Who knows what's going on? I don't know what the flag is. Could be holding,
We'll
legal
see.
hands to the face.
It looked like, could be hands to the face since that Boone man down there lost his helmet there, number 51, Will Hamlin, who's a good defensive end for this team. It looked like that could have been hands to the face, but either way, you give Barrett some time, and he finds his receiver. As you mentioned, Heath Miller found him on an inside route 15 yards out, so you were looking at a 4th and 3, solid situation. Instead, now you're bumped up to a 3rd and really long.
And they started this drive on the 39-yard line. Instead, they're going to be on the 17-yard line with a 3rd and it's super long. I'm not a math major, so I can't do the math that quick. But yeah, 3rd and super long right now for Volunteer.
It looks like you're 32 yards maybe. We're getting 3rd and 32. It might be just 28 if that was a 10-yard penalty, unless that happened behind the line of scrimmage. Then you're adding some extra yards there.
So
10 yards from the
3rd and 28. So Volunteer trailing 16-0, and Barrett just avoiding the rush right now. He's just got to get rid of the ball. Incomplete pass. That's going to Andrew Sailors. So it's going to be 4th and long, and they're going to send the punt unit out. And there's flags going on. There's a lot of pushing and shoving. There's a lot of extracurricular activities between these two teams. And I think a lot of that has to do with frustration, I think, on the Volunteer side.
Yeah, if this is on Volunteer, if this is a unnecessary roughness, this is another brutal call. For brutal development for Volunteer, a lot of mental mistakes. Yeah, personal foul. And that's what is that, 3 or 4 mental mistakes here just in the start of the second half. This is not the drive that McMillan wanted. Now you're looking at 4th and 28, but now you bump back half the distance to the goal. So now you're going to 4th and 38?
Volunteers trailing 16-0.
You can't afford another bad snap here, too. I mean, this is it.
No, it's still 2-possession game. It's in striking distance, but Cameron Johnson needs a boot right here. Solid punt, but Daniel Boone's still going to be able to take over in their enemy territory right now. That'll be at the 39-yard line. So
At the 40-yard
I think this Daniel Boone offense is just going to be able to pick up some steam here with Brennan Blair, and I think Jesse McMillan, that's not what you wanted this team to do right out of the gates.
Yeah, I mean, Jenkins is throwing the ball pretty well, so you could expect. I mean, Boone might be smelling blood right now after, these mistakes. You get the ball at the 40. So, they could try to take a shot or just pound Blair right now and put the ball in the end zone. But either way, they feel like this is a touchdown drive right here to take advantage of this opportunity.
Daniel Boone leading 16-0 with 9:07 left in the third quarter, and Jenkins, he'll take the
That's
snap
the
and he'll
shot.
go long. He's going to go deep. And he makes the catch. What a grab by Caleb Worley inside the 10-yard line. It looked like the Volunteer defender knocked it out of the air, but Worley comes up with the snag right there. What a great play by the wideout.
He had a pump fake off to the flat. Just a brilliant play call because we've seen Jenkins do that a ton tonight. He loves throwing it out to the flat, so you pump it, go long on a deep streak on the right side of the field. That's a beautiful play call.
Worley's
like we said,
just
take a
laying
shot.
out, though, man. That was an athletic play right there from the wideout.
That was a nice grab.
We had a good shot of that. Might be play of the week, too.
Hey, I mean, our guys out here are doing phenomenal stuff right now on our Friday night broadcast.
Blair, he's taking the snap right now, and he'll try to get to the edge right now. He does have the edge, and he's got the speed, and he'll cross the end zone, takes a hit, but it doesn't matter. That's 6 points for Daniel Boone, and that's what makes him dangerous is when he gets to that edge.
There was only one or two situations where Blair has taken it on the direct snap and really hasn't gained positive yardage. They're liking that play a lot. There was that stop on 4th down, which was a huge moment for Volunteer, and they couldn't take advantage. But Blair has that electric speed there, and if you give him that situation, it's kind of like, when you're putting an offense in a pistol situation. It gives that running back an extra situation, for extra yards behind the line to be able to read the line, and he likes that environment to try to find where his hole is.
A great job by Blair scoring. It's 23-0. Daniel Boone with 8:27 left in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll see what Volunteer can do.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
The Trailblazers, Jacob Jenkins.
Cameron Johnson fumbles this one. Welcome back, everyone. But Cameron Johnson going to scoop it up and pick up a good chunk of yardage here. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line.
Cameron Johnson
And a
on the
great
return.
job by the former WJHL Player of the Week. He gives a quick shove right there, but the ref did not see that one. So a great job by Cameron Johnson being able to turn that ball out to the 30. That's some good positioning for this Volunteer offense, and they just really need to get something going.
Yeah, they got to take advantage of something here. You got another good situation here. I mean, you've got to hope Barrett is going to have to take a shot at some point. They've wanted to get him some shots, and he's really not getting any time to throw the ball. So the offensive line really has to at least give him a few opportunities to get some time back there and find the receivers. You just saw Boone get a big shot, so you think, hey, I mean, this is an opportunity for the Falcons to do it. Cameron Johnson's great, but he's great when you want to eat clock and gain yards. Volunteer does not want to eat clock right now.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. Volunteers trailing 23-0, and Cameron Johnson stuck right there, had nowhere to go, and there's a little extracurricular activities. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of emotion in this game, and like I said, Volunteers trailing 23-0 with 8 minutes left in this third quarter, and like you said, Michael, if this Volunteer offense is able to give Cameron Johnson the ball and he's able to get into open space, yeah, he's going to be dangerous. But when you're down 23-0, you need to find those quick scores. You need to get this passing attack going.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you got 2nd and long. This is an opportunity where let's see Barrett, try to get a quick route. If he's not going to have time to find his receivers downfield, at least let's see if he can run some slants. Andrew Salyers has a strong first step off the line, so let's see if they can find him on the inside.
And that's Heath Miller right there. Gets away from one defender, another defender, and he finally gets taken down around the 50-yard line right there. And I think that's what's going to work for Volunteer because these wide receivers are so fast that he's able to drop back, and it's that 2-3 step drop back, and he's able to just rifle it out.
Yeah.
You can't get the 5 or 6 because obviously we're seeing they don't have the protection. But if he's able to get it out quickly, 1 second, maybe 1.5 seconds, and he's able to find his wide receivers on a strike, I think this offense is going to shine.
And they wanted to do that earlier in the game. There were just a couple opportunities where they misconnected, and they kind of went away from it.
See what I'm saying? Every single time he drops back, it seems like they're able to pick up the rush. And, he doesn't have a lot of time. They're able to get him that protection, but, it's running out real quick.
Yeah, he's getting a few seconds. So, he tried to find his man again there. It looked like Heath Miller, again, he was trying to find back there. Just couldn't quite hang on. It was a tough throw, but we're going to see a lot of throws now from Barrett. This is his time to prove that, he's got the arm and his offensive line can give him the time to get back in this ballgame.
So Rayshawn Simmons checks in. We know that kid has some speed, and last time we saw this, yes, exactly what we did. It was the end around right now. When he gets away from one defender, he picks up some speed, picks up a block. He's able to get the first down right now and finally get wrestled down. And they'll mark him ahead of the first down right there on the 42-yard line. And we saw that earlier. I think, McMillan obviously likes using different weapons, and he's got Cameron Johnson, he's got Barrett who can throw the ball, Heath Merrill, all those things. But we haven't really seen a lot of Rayshawn Simmons tonight.
Yeah, he had that electric end around there on the first play of the game. He's another weapon for them, right? When you don't need to, when you're finding guys, they've been able to find Heath Miller a lot. So, they're trying to find him, but he's lined up here on the outside. Let's see if he has an opportunity.
So Barrett once again feels the pressure right there, and a handful of Blazers take him down, and this offensive line is struggling for Volunteer.
Yeah, and you called it with Simmons was there open down the field. He had an opportunity to get open there in the middle of the field, but couldn't quite find him. You gotta think this offensive line can build some holes for Cameron Johnson, so they gotta seal that protection up front and figure out their blocking schemes, what they need to do in order to give Barrett just a few more seconds to find his receivers.
Yeah, this Daniel Boone front line is really just pinning their ears back and getting after him right now. And Barrett's going to give it off to Cameron Johnson, and there's a flag on the play. But the first two levels of this Daniel Boone defense is really holding their own.
Yeah, really are. The linebackers, Bo Newton, Anthony Edwards is a pretty good player for them. Ashton Church as well is filling in for a couple injuries. And then Will Hamlin, who, as we mentioned, got a couple sacks last week. He's the guy that is able to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I haven't been able to see if he's gotten any sacks tonight, but he certainly has a number of hurries to, make Barrett a little bit unsettled every time he drops back.
So one thing I also really kind of paid attention to what McMillan was talking about during your halftime interview was shooting themselves in the foot. Now we're looking at it right now. Once again, they're pinned back. That's definitely not right. It says 2nd and 24, not 64. The scoreboard says 64 here at the field, folks. I can tell you this much, not 64, but it's 2nd and 24. Volunteers trailing 23-0 with under 6 to play in the third quarter. But Barrett, he's got Cameron Johnson to his left. He's also got 3 wide receivers to his left, so let's see what they can do right now. They're probably going to go long, but Daniel Burton brings the rush right now, and he connects over the middle. Andrew Sailors, he gets to the outside right now. He picks up a good chunk of yardage. He'll probably get back to the line of the scrimmage, if not, a little further than that. So they're going to mark him down at probably about the 41-yard line. So, yes, that'll be a 4th and 10.
That's a great play.
Yes.
That's almost, 18-yard pickup. That's what you want to see. But when you shoot yourself in the foot, now that's not a first down for you. You still have to go out on a 3rd and long and make up a number of yards in order to pick up a first down. That's the brutal digging themselves in a hole. But, hey, they're finding Salyers and their receivers on these quick inside routes.
Boone with more rush right now, and they'll bring down Barrett. This offensive line is not having a good day today.
Yeah, this is a
number 16,
tough moment for this Volunteer offensive line. Just cannot really give him any protection. Moreland, as you heard from the PA announcer, Manley Dunlop was also involved there, and Peyton Ford, who's another guy. They have a lot of fresh bodies that they're throwing at the quarterback, and now
I think they're bringing them together. You know, they're bringing them together because it's getting a little chippy. I think that's what they're saying. Hey, watch the language, watch the smash or the smash talk. That's what's going on right now in the field. They're smashing each other. But no, watch the smack talk because, I mean, this happens all the time. Sometimes in baseball, you know, obviously we see that in football a lot. I really don't see this in basketball. But, yeah, the refs are bringing them together to say, hey, you know what? Let the play show on the field instead of, you know, talking.
First and foremost is sportsmanship. You know, handle yourselves with class. And, you know, there's probably a lot of chirping down there. But, you know, now Volunteers got a punt. You know, you get a play that on most series is going to be a first down for you. You pick up over 15 yards on a crossing route in the middle of the field, and that's not a first down because of all these penalties.
And most of that emotion has to be frustration, and obviously Daniel Boone's getting confident in themselves because, you know, they're dominating on both sides of the ball. Volunteers seeing some frustration because they could be in this game if they weren't shooting themselves in the foot. So, you know, it's a little back and forth bickering, and obviously as a ref you don't want to see that. You know there's going to be emotion in any football game, especially, you know, when you're able to be conference rivals, and, you know, Volunteer hasn't beaten them since 2007. You know, there's a little frustration there. So as a ref, you're going to probably let that slip a little bit, but when it starts to get out of control and control this game, I mean, you don't want that.
Yeah, and you think, you know, what would have happened if Volunteer did not fumble that snap there inside the red zone from that shotgun snap to Barrett. That's just a brutal moment right there when you could have tied the ball game.
And Jenkins gives it off to Cole. He busts through the first two levels. He barely gets brought down right now. They grabbed his jersey and were able to wrangle him down right there. But if he was able to break that tackle, I think he might have been gone.
Yeah, to at least put an arm on him. That's what we've been saying. If you can't stop him for negative yards, at least put an arm on him. Don't let him explode into the second line. Just try to drag him into that second line and make it manageable. So, you know, that was still 8 yards, but, you know, at least it's not those big runs that we've seen a couple times tonight.
So 2nd and 2, 3:34 left in the third quarter. Daniel Boone leading 23-0. Jenkins, he has a great hit right there. It's going to be a first down for Daniel Boone, though. Like I said, once again, a little extracurricular activities right there. You know, Braden Blankenship carrying that rock. I was about to say Brendan Blair, but I saw the 2, and I was like, that's definitely not right.
Yeah, Blankenship, a freshman. Yeah, how about a freshman coming into a big game like this and getting carries? So that's kind of their number 3. That's their guy behind Hagan Edwards, who's gotten carries there. Kind of as their number 2 back now that Devon White is unfortunately out for the year with that broken leg suffered in the Greenville game.
And Blankenship once again gets the ball. He just kind of runs into his own lineman right there. He gets tackled, picked up a yard or 2. You talk about that Devon White injury. You were at that game, and I know there was a lot of emotion surrounding that injury, and the team kind of, you know, picked it up a notch just because for him.
Yeah, I mean, they were down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. He goes out, and they go ahead and get a big-time touchdown. Jenkins throws it to Page for a touchdown on the very next play after White went down, and Page went up and threw a 14 up on his hands, a 1 and a 4, saying that one was for you, Devon. And they went ahead and won that football game at Greenville. We've seen Greenville pull off a few big-time wins. They're a good team here in 4A, and that's a big win for the Blazers.
Oh, yeah. And Jenkins, he tosses up to Philip Page, who was wide open, but he didn't have enough mustard behind that one. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8, 2 minutes left. Daniel Boone leading 23-0. And that Devon White injury obviously was heartbreaking for this Daniel Boone team. He's a senior. He would have been a heavy contributor for this offense. But I was just at their practice this past week. He's essentially another coach, if you want to call him that, you know, an emotional support coach. You know, he's telling kids what to do. Obviously, being a senior, you know how the offense runs. And like I said, it's heartbreaking. You know, you lose your senior year. This was going to be an exciting year. We didn't know what 2020 brought, but when you're able to play football, your first game, you don't know what's going to happen for the whole season because, you know, it's just very unknown this whole year. So just heartbreaking for them as, Jenkins drops back, Volunteer gets a pressure, and a great oh, nope, that's incomplete. I thought he snagged that one.
He almost did, one-hander.
But Devon White is just one of those kids that always has a positive mentality.
Yeah, and he came out the very next week, and he was there on the sidelines for the game at Tennessee High, which they ended up losing. But that was still a close one, 14-7. It was a low-scoring ball game. Jenkins threw a strong touchdown to Page, but unfortunately also threw a pick six to, I believe, to Jaden Keller. It might have been the Bryce Snyder, but he threw an interception to Jaden Keller, who seems like he's getting a lot of those there for Tennessee High this year. And unfortunately, they weren't able to win that one. But Devon White was still there the week after, showing a lot of emotional support for this team.
And that's what you like to see out of one of your seniors that went down with an injury. And there's a flag. It might be rough in the kicker, punter. And there's another flag. And like I said, this game's getting a little chippy.
Yeah, it looked like
number 27, Micah Manship.
It looked like that could have been running into the punter, but the ref didn't throw the flag there. But we'll see what it is here at the end of the return.
Heath Miller's kind of hobbling off the field right now. I think he's going to get taken out. Yep, he's not putting a lot of pressure on that right leg.
Called it a block in the back on the returning team. That's another mental mistake right there.
McMillan just throws his arms up and just shaking his head. That's all you can do right now. If you're going to keep on shooting yourselves in the foot, and this team, I don't know what it is. I mean, lackluster of focus. If Daniel Boone's just really frustrating that well, it's inside their head. I don't know what it is, but if you're Jason McMillan, I mean, they got to snap out of it at some point because you only got a minute 43 left in this third quarter, and you're trailing 23-0. You got to snap out of this and get some points on the board before this quarter ends.
Yeah, that's a tough development there. Now you back yourselves up another 10 yards. It's just a number of mental mistakes that unfortunately has really killed this team in the second half.
So Barrett fakes the handoff. He's going to look deep. He's got some wide open weapons right here, and a great snag.
Is complete.
That's going to be Jared Counts right there on the snag for the wide receiver right now. He also plays on the defensive side as an inside linebacker as well, but a great job by him on the offensive side, being able to pick up a good chunk of yardage and get that first down right now. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line right now with 1:26 left in the third quarter, I should say.
Strong moment to get something going now here on offense. Get the ball moving.
Barrett needs to get going right now, and Cameron Johnson needs to pick up some steam right now. And the running game's really not working for Volunteer right now. We've seen a couple of times where Volunteer is able to get momentum going through the passing attack, and I'm surprised McMillan, there's nothing against Cameron Johnson. Obviously, he's a great athlete. He was one of our players of the week this year. But this passing attack needs to get going because you're down 23-0, just over a minute left in the third quarter. So if they want to put up points quick, they're going to have to go to the aerial.
Yeah, and it seems like, at least on this drive, it's been a little bit calmer. The offensive line has settled in a little bit. And then you add another penalty here on Boone. So finally you start to turn it around, and, you only got a quarter left, but a quarter is still a lot of time.
Oh, yep.
So, the Volunteer feels like this game is certainly not over here, within the stretch of 3 touchdowns. So if you could pick a quick one up here before the third quarter ends, you put yourself in a good position to at least try to put yourself in the ball game late.
So they're going to take over on Daniel Boone's 41-yard line. There's a minute 05 left in the third quarter. Barrett has 3 wide receivers to his right, Cameron Johnson to his left. He'll go on the wheel route. Johnson makes the catch. He'll get inside the 30. Finally gets taken down at the 24-yard line. That's going to be another fresh set of downs for this Volunteer team. And once again, it's the passing attack that's picking up some yardage for this Volunteer squad.
Yeah, that's big time. They're finally giving Barrett some protection. Great shot there from our camera downstairs. That's a big – we've seen Johnson being able to be utilized a little bit in the passing game sometimes. He's great running the football, obviously, but at this point you need to pick up chunks of yards. So, we're going to see him run a few of those here the rest of the night.
That's the quick releases right now. Like I said, the 2 or 3, step dropbacks, and Barrett's able to get that fired out right there. So when Barrett gets that protection, we haven't seen it a lot tonight, but when he's able to get it, they're able to pick up, 10, 15 yards, maybe even 20 yards a pop. So, knock on wood, let's hope they don't shoot themselves in the foot, as McMillan would like to say. But, let's see if they can focus in get this running game going, give it off to Johnson, see what he can do, and let him work.
And it looks like they're going to let this clock run out. They probably could have gotten one play off, but they wanted to get back and get a timeout. This is important. They feel a little anxiety here because this is where they fumbled the ball last time down on this side of the field.
So Volunteers trailing 23-0, but they're inside the 20-yard line right now, and we're going to head to a break right now, but the final quarter is coming up.
Now hiring Peachy Tea perfectionists. Pals, great food in a flash.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Now hiring Cheddar Round champions. Pals, great food in a flash.
All right, welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Barrett gets the pass off, and he's going to find his great wide receiver, Andrew Sailors, right there. He's always an amazing wide receiver that has a great set of hands right now. Volunteers trailing 23-0 with 11:50 left in the fourth quarter. But, Michael, you got some scores as well.
Yeah, there's some big-time games around the area. Hampton's up on Cloudland, 36-14. Shocker, Greenville, 20. Sullivan South 7. Sullivan South just got a touchdown.
They got a battle. That's at Sullivan South, too.
In the third quarter, but big-time showing from Greenville right now. Daniel Boone obviously up 23-0 on Volunteer. Tennessee High up 27-14 on Cock-Connie. We'll tell you a little bit more after this play.
Barrett, he goes over the middle, and he finds his man Sailors right there, and that's what Jessica McMillan wants. 2 plays after the fourth quarter started. They needed to find that quick, and he was able to get it out quickly. That's what we're talking about, the 3-step dropbacks and just able to rifle it out quick because he's got those quick wide receivers.
Yeah, it hasn't quite worked on routes going towards the sideline, so the second half, ever since that mistake-filled drive, we've seen an adjustment, a lot of quick inside routes, making sure that Barrett is able to see his receivers clearly. First of all, see him there in the middle of the field, and Sailors is his guy. They've been connecting a ton tonight and throughout the season.
So Barrett goes for the 2-point conversion. There was a lot of traffic over in that area. There's 3 or 4 wide receivers and 3 or 4 Daniel Boone defenders, but the 2-point conversion is incomplete right there. So Volunteers going to trail 23-6 with 11:22 left in the final quarter. We'll be back, and let's see if this Daniel Boone offense can retaliate.
From first light to stadium lights, whether in the field or on the field, Kubota of Kingsport is the best place to get the fast, efficient, and dependable equipment that will help you get the job done right so you can get to the game. Now is the time to get a great deal on the versatile, do-it-all Kubota M-Series tractor. For a limited time, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months or save $1,600. Kubota of Kingsport, the best place for the best equipment.
Are you looking for a new or used auto, RV, or boat? ECU knows choosing the right financing option is important, and we can customize a loan to fit most budgets and lifestyles. Need a new ride? We got a loan for that. Ready for some fun? We got a loan for that. Want the social distance and style? We got a loan for that. So wherever life takes you, we've got a loan for that. Can I drive?
No. Kick goes out of bounds, therefore a flag on the play.
All right, welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Volunteer just scored. The 2-point conversion was no good, so they're trailing 23-6 with 11:22 left. Volunteer kicked off. They're trying to do the pooch kick. It goes out of bounds, so Daniel Boone's going to take over with a great return right here. 35-yard line, they're going to take over, and this Daniel Boone team, they're, I wouldn't say getting spoon-fed, but they're getting some the right end of the stick right now in the mistakes right now.
Yeah, they are. Things have certainly gone in their favor, including in the first half. And that's why I feel like Jeremy Jenkins was pretty calm there in that halftime interview because he knows that, his team is in a good position right now.
And Brendan Blair takes over. He gets to the edge, and we talked about that. He's got some speed. He'll run right into the tackler. I got too excited there, but Brendan Blair inside the 40-yard line right now. They'll take over at I think they're going to mark them right at the 34-yard line. Volunteers 34-yard line. One play. Huge chunk of change right there. Brendan Blair, he's our reigning WJHL Player of the Week, and he's just kept that performance going week by week. We obviously know what this kid can do, and he's definitely delivering tonight.
Yeah, I mean, big-time speed there to get the edge. We've seen him try to do it a few times tonight, but that was a big development for him to go ahead and pick up a big chunk of yards. Wanted to stay in bounds, though, to let a little bit more clock go.
So Blair's going to go out, and then Hagen Edwards is going to come in for him, and he also picks up some good yardage right there. 5 yards right there, so it's 2nd and 5 with 10:36 left in the game. Daniel Boone's leading 23-6, so Daniel Boone gets scored on. They come out, they respond with a kick out of bounds. They take over 35-yard line. Blair gets them inside Volunteers territory, and they just kept this offense moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Big-time moment for this offense to try to respond here and really end Volunteers' hopes of trying to come back in the game. Volunteers finally getting some momentum, so you come out with a big run like that from Blair, and that really kind of kills some of the momentum.
So Jenkins gives it off to Hagen Edwards once again. He'll be right next to the first down marker. So it's going to be 3rd and 1, 10 minutes left, 23-6. Daniel Boone, they're leading. Blair's going to check back in right next to Jenkins to his left. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. I'm not a mind reader, but I think I know who they're going to on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not tough. They could shock you, but Blair, it seems like he's the guy that gets a lot. He picks up the first down, looked like. We have some other scores for you. South Green up 55-12 over North Green. So South Green set up for a big-time matchup with Hampton next week to determine pretty much the winner of 2A. That's going to be an awesome game because Hampton's up 36-14 on Cloudland, so they're going to wrap that one up. Greenville, as we said, 20-7 on Sullivan South. Science Hill up 28-0 on Morristown West, so bouncing back from last week's loss. And DB up, Dobbins Bennett up 35-21 over Farragut. Happy Valley up 16-6 over Johnson County.
So obviously Epps is reading those scores for you right now, and Brendan Blair is able to slice it up the middle. He loses his helmet on a hit right there, but he's going to bounce right up. They're inside the 10-yard line right now, taking over on the 7. Blair, just a workhorse right now. The kid never backs down from a challenge.
You would think, hey, up a couple scores, give it to some of the backups, save his legs. He's like, no, I want these carries. I want to seal the game. He takes pride in the fact that, he's the man for this team. He's their guy. He's the source of offense, and he wants to wrap up the game.
When an offensive and defensive lineman goes to the buffet, you can't tap them out. You're not going to not feed the horse. Come on now, so you got to keep on feeding the beast. Legs feed the wolf.
That's what they do. That's what, and it works. He's got 30 carries every night.
Yeah, so it's going to be great right now. Like I said, reigning WJHL Player of the Week, and I'm not going to be surprised if he has another performance like he did last week. So Jenkins, he's going to just pitch it off to Hagen Edwards right there, who breaks a couple of tackles. He's going to get right at the goal line right there, but stopped probably at the half-yard line right there. So they're knocking on the door once again.
Yeah, big-time rushing performance, 2 touchdowns from Blair. And then you also get the Jenkins to Philip Page touchdown there at the end of the first half. So, when Jenkins doesn't – we've been talking about it. That's the key. When Jenkins doesn't have to do too much, he's the quarterback that can win games for this team. He doesn't have to go out there and win them himself. It's Blair. It's the running game that can control the pace of the game for this Trailblazers team.
So Daniel Boone just knocking on the door right now. They're about to bust that door open right now. And Hagen Edwards jumps, and that's a touchdown for Daniel Boone. Hagen Edwards steps in for Brendan Blair. It doesn't matter who's toking the rock. They're going to score that close to the goal line.
Yeah, big response here. Volunteer finally gets on the scoreboard here with a big touchdown, but Boone bouncing right back, and that's what this Boone team does. They feel like they have controlled the pace of the game all night long, so they feel like, hey, once we need to pick a big one up in response, they feel like they could do that.
You talk about that pace, and last week's 35-13 win over Morristown East, Daniel Boone only punted once and didn't attempt a pass in the second half.
That's unbelievable.
When you're able to control the momentum like they do, it's incredible. But we're going to take a quick break right now. Daniel Boone, leading 30-6 with 7:43 left in the final quarter.
Now at Bill Gatton Honda, we are offering 0% interest on select new Hondas for up to 60 months. Can you believe it? No interest for up to 5 years. This deal is so good, even we had to do a double take. At Bill Gatton Honda, we have great people, great service, and financing for up to 5 years with 0 interest. Come see us today or shop us online at BillGattonHonda.com. And remember, at Bill Gatton Honda, we have a Honda with your name on it.
Do you have ugly, stained, oily, cracked, or dirty concrete? Team Red Coatings can install their beautiful polyurea concrete coating system that is slip resistant and easy to clean. Team Red Coatings can transform your garage, basement, pool, or patio in as little as 1 day. It is ready to walk on in as little as 4 hours. And backed by an industry-leading 15-year warranty, not to chip or peel. Beautiful, durable, and ready in just 1 day. Team Red Coatings, decorative concrete finishes. Call us today for a free estimate.
All right, welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Hagen Edwards puts Daniel Boone up 30-6 with 7:43 left in the final quarter. Epps, you kind of joke with me, but it might be a little serious. You just said Volunteer has to come out and just throw a bomb to one of their wideouts.
Yeah, and Barrett's getting comfortable a little bit now. He's finally getting some time, able to throw some deep bombs. Would be the way to do it here and pick up a quick score with under 8 minutes to go. You still got to pick up 3 touchdowns.
Cameron Johnson on the return. He'll get pushed out around the 15-yard line right there. And you talk about those weapons. They obviously have, plenty of wide receivers. Andrew Saylor's been making some plays tonight. Heath Miller's also been big for this team. Rayshon Simmons, he's made, 2 or 3 good plays, but they haven't really utilized his speed tonight. You obviously talk about Cameron Johnson. I don't think the running game has gotten going as well as Jesse McMillan has hoped for.
Yeah, and they really needed to get that going earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem like Cameron Johnson was able to break off a ton of big-time runs, which we've seen him do that. In the game where he earned Player of the Week honors against Sullivan East, he had 2 runs that were some long runs.
Mm-hmm.
When he breaks through to the second level of the defense, it can get scary, and just wasn't really able to do it tonight. The Boone front 7, full of a lot of seniors, and they stepped up, did their jobs tonight.
Johnson tried to spin out a 1 tackle, but get taken down by another one. He's frustrated on that one. Now, you talked about that Player of the Week game. That was 260 yards, 3 touchdowns against Sullivan East, and the kid's had 880 all-purpose yards on the season. He's got 635 yards and 5 touchdowns on the year right now rushing. So he is dangerous, but this offensive line just needs to make holes for him, and that's really not what's going on tonight.
Yeah, and it's tough, but now you just got to hope, especially with this loss of 2. This is the time. We saw a little trickery from Boone. You got to see some play action at least, take some shots.
Oh, Andrew Saylor's almost had a great catch right there. Hit him right in the hands, and if you're Jesse McMillan, you've got to be frustrated by that attempt right there. He was on the seam right there, and he probably could have picked up a good chunk of change.
Yeah, a few drop passes here in the second half. Barrett's putting it on the money. That was a solid throw from Barrett. It could have been a little bit better to hit him right in the chest, but you know what? It was right to Salyers. He's just got to come down with that ball, and that's how McMillan's feeling tonight. I feel like a lot of missed opportunities and mental mistakes there. Just got to keep your eye on that football before you take that next step.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's a perfect representation of how this night's going for Volunteer, but Barrett, he's going to load back right now, and they got 3rd and 12 and 6:53 left in the game right now, and Barrett just hoping for something right now, and once again, he feels the rush, and that's what's been going on all night long. Another sack for Daniel Boone. This Volunteer offensive line is kind of getting manhandled right now by Daniel Boone.
Yeah, Luke Scott comes up with a big-time stop right there. They haven't gotten a ton of sacks tonight, but that was they've been getting a ton of tackles for loss and putting a lot of pressure on Barrett, but Barrett's been able to get rid of it. But that was a pretty tough one right there. Just did not have enough time, and that's a big sack for this Boone defense to just – wrap it up. Volunteers got a punt now deep in their own territory. So it looks like it's getting wrapped up here with 6 minutes to go.
And I think, I hate to put one play on, this Volunteer offense, but I think we keep on bringing it up, and the punt is somewhat blocked, and it goes right in the hands of a Daniel Boone returner, and the big man's going to rumble into the end zone. That's Ashton Church. He's a senior, 5'7", 190. That's a big hit. You like to see the big boy score right now. Everyone on Daniel Boone's side got amped up right there. Goes right into his hands. Let's watch this once again. The senior making a great play. He finds a seam.
How about the heads-up play to go ahead and catch that?
Oh, amazing, amazing. They got a hand on it, so it's, a good play, and then it becomes a great one when they put up 6, and some lady's screaming as loud as possible can. That has to be her son because she's absolutely losing it, but I love to see that. The big man scores. Ashton Church right there. Wow. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah, not only is it worse that Volunteers got to punt the ball away, but when you're deep in your territory, you can't even protect that punter and punter, Cameron Johnson's had a good night tonight with some punts, but you can't even let him get an opportunity to kick that ball away.
So Daniel Boone, the kick is good. They're going to lead 37-6 with 6:01 left in the final quarter. So let's see if Volunteer can respond when we come back.
Hi, I'm T. And I'm P. At Quality Sleep. We tackle high prices. We touch down on savings.
Quality Sleep Mattress and more. Scores every time with name brand mattresses at rock bottom prices. Family owned and still easy to find in Greenville.
Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City has been the #1 Chevy dealer in the area for 13 years in a row. How do they do that? Great new products like the 2021 Tahoe and Suburban. Massive inventory of new Chevrolets with everyday low prices online at championjc.com. Ease of doing business online or in person. The team at Champion that makes you, our customer, our #1 priority. Prices on new Silverado extended cab pickups starting at $27,412. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
Hi, I'm T. And I'm P. At Quality Sleep. We tackle high prices. We touch down on savings.
Quality Sleep Mattress and more. Scores every time with name brand mattresses at rock bottom prices. Family owned and still easy to find in Greenville.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. Ashton Church, the senior, the lineman, the big boy. He snagged the block punt. Ran it in for about 15 yards, puts Daniel Boone up 37-6 with 6:01 left in the final quarter. I haven't seen that play a lot. You see a lot of block punts, you see a lot of muff punts, and you see a lot of linemen get the tip balls, but I haven't seen a tipped block punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, heads up play by the big fella, Ashton Church, being able to the awareness to be able to see the ball and go ahead and rush to it and get that before it even hits the ground. That was big time. He had a ton of momentum. Once he was going towards the end zone, he wasn't getting stopped. That's a big fella.
No, you don't stop that big boy. When he's running towards the end zone, there's not a lot of things that can stop him.
Though.
Oh, yeah.
He can move his feet.
They got a lot of speed on Daniel Boone. Whether it's on the defensive line or offensive line, it doesn't matter in the backfield, but Daniel Boone is going to take a timeout on this one, so are we. Daniel Boone leading 37-6 with 5:56 left in the fourth quarter.
Happy Saturday.
It's Saturday?
It's Saturday.
And you're here?
Yep, Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
12 hours a day, 6 days a week?
That's right. I'm like an ATM, but better.
Yeah, because you're a teller.
Exactly. I'm a teller.
Drive-Thru Plus, exclusively from Bank of Tennessee.
Keeping your home clean is hard when dust, dirt, and allergens are looming. Help minimize these allergens with Aero Hypoallergenic Soft Flooring from Mohawk. From its surface to attached premium cushion, Aero won't absorb any moisture, helping to prevent the growth of allergens. It also releases dust, dirt, and pet dander more easily when vacuumed. Aero has no VOCs or odor and is latex-free. Experience pure peace of mind with Aero Hypoallergenic Soft Flooring.
Dockery Abbey Carpet and Floor, Johnson City.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night presented by Champion Chevrolet. And once again, the end around right here from Volunteer and Rashawn Simmons with plenty of speed. We've seen that play 2 or 3 times tonight, and it always seems to be part of positive yardage for Simmons right there. But Volunteer is trailing 37-6, so they need plenty of momentum right now. And they need to put up, let's say, a couple scores pretty quick.
Yeah, but that was big time. That's worked a couple times now tonight, that play. And so, now it's just a matter of can you get a quick score, get the ball out of Barrett's hands quick, because we've seen that's worked a lot here in the second half. Is the play action game has really kind of been non-existent tonight, but these short yardage routes, get the ball out of Barrett's hands quick is how this team's going to find a little bit of success.
Once again, they fake the end around to Simmons, but Cameron Johnson takes over. He shimmies and shakes right there. He gets to the outside. Cameron Johnson has the edge. He'll get pushed out of bounds around the 20-yard line, and there's going to be a flag right there. Maybe they count that as a late hit. Daniel Boone's clapping, though, so it might be Cameron Johnson. If it's on Volunteer, once again, they shot themselves in the foot, and Jesse McMillan cannot be happy about that.
Yeah, let's look at the replay. It looked like Johnson kind of put his fingers into the face mask of Boone's Tyler Alford, who was trying to make the tackle. It looked like he was trying to do a stiff arm, but did a little too much with his face mask, and that's going to be offensive hands to the face.
I know they want to cut down on this chippiness, but that wasn't egregious. That wasn't too crazy. So, maybe they're already down 37-6. Maybe keep the flag in your pocket just a little bit. It wasn't too crazy, but
yeah,
it was on Cameron
face
Johnson.
Mask, offensive face mask penalty. That's not something you see too often,
especially in high school. So that'll bump them back. They do get the first down, but they lose all that yardage. So they're going to take over on Daniel Boone's 42-yard line. Volunteer trailing 37-6 with 5:38.
Another big play that's wasted from a penalty or a mistake.
And Daniel Boone's going to take a timeout on that. They're leading 37-6 with 5:38 left in the fourth quarter, so we're going to take a timeout as well.
Every day at Dempsey's, we have the privilege of helping to commemorate the most precious of moments. Each of us know how important it is, as we have families too. Whether it's a date to remember, the moment you've been waiting for, or just another way to say, I love you. We're all here for you. The most memorable of moments. Brought to you by Dempsey's Jewelers.
Are you ready to purchase a new home or refinance your current home? Do you know who to contact for mortgage advice? Let the experts at Mortgage Investors Group make buying your next home easy.
At Mortgage Investors Group, you can count on the experience and knowledge of our local team working with you from beginning to end.
From application to closing, you can count on us to be there with you.
Helping our friends and neighbors achieve home ownership for over 30 years. Let us be your home loan lender. Call us or stop by for all your residential mortgage needs.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone's run away with this one, 37-6, and I say running away, and I mean it literally.
Yeah, they are running with the football. They haven't had to pass too much tonight. They got a passing score there right before halftime, but besides that, it's been all rushing TDs and rushing yards and eating this clock.
Since that Volunteer fumble, I think in the first quarter, it really has been a different game for this Volunteer team. It's kind of like they lost all the momentum, but they're going to try to pick some up right here. And they're going to get inside the 20-yard line right there from Volunteer, and it was a great job by Jared Counts running that ball as well right there. And they're going to take over on the 16-yard line, and that's what they wanted all night long, but it's a little too late for them.
Yeah, the way to get that broken tackle. It looked like he was almost down, but strong move to keep his feet moving. And now, just got to punch the ball in the end zone. Clock's still ticking. Now with 5 minutes left. So now you're just looking for a little bit of, momentum. At least try to get some things to figure out what works on offense here and try to get something going into next week. They're playing Morristown East next week, so another league game.
And Daniel Boone just beat that Morristown East team 35-13 last week, and Cameron Johnson
carries.
They got 5 yards on that one, so a solid run by them. But like I said, that fumble in the first quarter, right on, knocking on the door. I think it was like the 9 or 8 yard line right there, and just bobbled the snap, bobbled the handoff, and it just kind of took the wind out of the Volunteer sails. And after that, it's kind of been, I wouldn't say a downward spiral, but it's kind of a snowball effect of mistakes.
Yeah, they really haven't quite been the same team until really like this stretch in the last couple drives where they finally been able to get the ball moving. It seemed like it was tough, not only because as Cameron Johnson picks up a strong run here, it seemed like that wasn't a fumble that was forced by the defense.
Yep.
The defense didn't go in there and punch the ball loose and you tip your hat to a good defensive play. That's just a mental mistake there right off the snap, and the handoff to Johnson. They just got to have some better communication on that part. And it seemed like that mental mistake is really what frustrated this team.
So Volunteers trailing 37-6 right now. Just trying to pick up some confidence for next week's game. Just trying to, lick their wounds and get going to next week, because obviously this Daniel Boone team just dominated tonight, and Cameron Johnson's going to pound that one in for 6. Like I said, a little extra shoving too. I think there's a lot of emotion right there, a lot of frustration from Volunteer, but that's a great score by Cameron Johnson. They tried to look to him earlier tonight. Daniel Boone really shut that down. all 3 quarters, honestly.
Yeah, it seems like no matter any way, Johnson's going to find the end zone at some point in the game. He's going to be able to get a rushing score, and he picks one up here just a little too late. But, they feel like they just kind of have to stick to what has worked for them, which is running the football, even though it didn't work tonight at times. Johnson was still able to get some runs, and they feel like if the offensive line can just give its quarterback a little bit of time to go out there and find his receivers, they feel like they have an offense that has a lot of weapons and can really win games. They can control the clock because they have Johnson, but it's just not quite working against a team like Boone that really has a similar recipe and just kind of does it better overall.
So you talk about those weapons. I mean, we've seen it here and there tonight, sparingly. Nothing too crazy, but Andrew Sailors has picked up some good yardage for this offense. Heath Miller also pretty good yardage as well. And Rayshon Simmons, we see him on the end arounds all the time. He's got that speed. And Garrison Barrett, Cameron Johnson. We talk about all these guys, and they have a lot of weapons. And we talk about the weapons that we have. And we have a lot of people that go into this production, and they're all state, they're all region, they're all country, they're all nation, they're all world. These people that help us out with this production crew are absolutely amazing. Mike, you got the list right there.
Yeah, big thank you to Mike Creamer and Brandon Stevens, who are doing a great job directing our show. Matt Bowling, Lauren Isaac, Scott Evans, who are our camera men and women here tonight, getting some awesome shots, and also Chris Greer, who's helping out with the technical situation here on site. We also have Shira Evans, Dylan Wright, Kelly Hansen back in our studio, back at the station, making sure everything's looking good. Slater Teague on digital work. Corey Reese, Candace Overbay doing a great job with graphics and promos to promote this awesome work that everybody has been doing. And, Lester Roberts with engineering help, among many people who have helped, at our station with our, general manager and news director and sports director, Kenny Hawkins, and a lot of people who have, contributed to make this a pretty awesome situation. The Football Friday night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. It's a fun experiment that we've tried this year. You and me have had a fun time here in the last couple weeks, streaming this for you guys here on WJHL.com. And then the next one will be the last one. That's in 2 weeks, the Big Time Musket Bowl.
Yes.
And that's going to be an even different level because that'll be broadcasted on air on WJHL Channel 11.
There's going to be a lot of theatrics at that game, I hear, too. Maybe people flying in from the air and parachutes and fireworks. I mean, it sounds like a stunt double right there.
They're going to have a good time. I think it's the 49th Musket Bowl, and David Crockett's having a big-time season, undefeated in 5A. They weren't able to play Cherokee tonight after Cherokee had to cancel the game because of COVID concerns. But David Crockett's had a strong season, and that was a good game last year.
Yes.
The Musket Bowl is always good. You throw records out the window, but with this one, you really don't have to throw records out the window because both of them are going to be in a good situation. Boone improves to 3-3, 2-1 in the league, and if they go out and beat Morristown East, they would improve to 4-3, 3-1 in the league, and then they would face a Crockett team that's in a good situation there. So if Boone can shock them, shock the region, and pull off a win against Crockett, that would be fascinating. So that'll be a fun matchup in 2 weeks.
And like you said, that matchup, and it's also going to be, plenty of other weapons that are going to be amazing for this squad because you look at some of these guys around this area. I mean, Tri-Cities has so many athletes, whether you look at quarterback, defensive backs, running backs, wide receivers, no matter what it is, and I think one of the best of them, if not the best, is over at Crockett with Prince Colley, the Notre Dame recruit.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting matchup to see what Boone can throw at him because Cameron Johnson is a strong running back. He's no disrespect, but he's no Prince Colley. I mean, that's tough. So Boone has had a solid job tonight being able to contain Volunteers' offense. Will Hamlin, Caleb Scott doing a good job rushing the passer, and then Bo Newton, Anthony Edwards doing a good job. Manley Dunlop, kind of shutting down the running game. And so this Boone defense, let's see what they can do against an electric Crockett offense. Not only Prince Colley, but Mason Britton at quarterback. He's taken over, filling some big shoes after Cade Larkins had graduated. So he's done a solid job for them at quarterback.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting showdown. Now talking about this Daniel Boone team right now, they got plenty of momentum right now. As Volunteer fumbles the punt right here and muffs the punt. They'll recover it, though, and they'll take over the 12-yard line. But, we're going to keep going talking about Boone. If this score holds right now, this would be tied for their season low for points allowed on the defensive side. You know, and they've kind of gotten better as the season goes on.
Yeah,
that's what you want from your team.
Yeah, only give up 13 to Morristown East 2 weeks ago, and then another 13 tonight, which is pretty good because, you know, they did give up, 34 to Greenville and, a few different big-time plays. But I'm going to go and jump down to the field because we're going to have a post-game interview with, assuming, Daniel Boone is probably going to seal this one up, obviously. So we're going to have a head coach with live interview with head coach Jeremy Jenkins, and we're also going to try to grab a player for you, maybe Brennan Blair, one of the other Boone difference makers tonight. So make sure to stay tuned. After the game ends, we'll bring you some live interviews, so stay tuned throughout that process.
Get after it, Ep. Show off that 40 speed. Get down on the field right now. And
timeout, Volunteer.
Volunteer's going to call a timeout with 1:29 left in the game. They're down 37-13, and Volunteer just trying to pick up some steam as they go into next week's game, and maybe some positives because there wasn't a lot of them tonight. I mean, you have a couple of scores there, but Cameron Johnson just really couldn't get the offense going tonight. And Barrett, he was able to find, some people, but, nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. But, we're going to go to break quick right now with 1:29 left in the game.
Now hiring Peachy Tea perfectionists. Pals, great food in a flash.
Now at Bill Gatton Honda, we are offering 0% interest on select new Hondas for up to 60 months. Can you believe it? No interest for up to 5 years. This deal is so good, even we had to do a double take. At Bill Gatton Honda, we have great people, great service, and financing for up to 5 years with 0 interest. Come see us today or shop us online at BillGattonHonda.com. And remember, at Bill Gatton Honda, we have a Honda with your name on it.
Now hiring Cheddar Round champions. Pals, great food in a flash.
You're not getting sound on that. Sound goes up.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. There's under a minute left in this game with Volunteer trailing 37-13. Not a lot of positives from Volunteer tonight, if I'm being frank with you guys. They were able to chalk up a couple scores here, but Daniel Boone's defense was able to get pressure on Garrison Barrett, and he really didn't have time to fight his wideouts. And when he did, it was the 2-3-step drop back, and he was able to rifle it over the middle and, able to get that quick. And another penalty on Volunteer. That's really the epitome of tonight. So they just have been shooting themselves in the foot all night long after that fumble in the first quarter where they had the ball inside the 10, but Barrett muffed the handoff to Cameron Johnson, and they turned the ball over, and it's kind of been going downhill ever since then. So, Volunteers trying to pick up some momentum going into their next week's showdown against Morristown East, who Daniel Boone just beat last week, 35-13.
38, Barner made the stop.
This Daniel Boone team, they've been getting better game after game after game, and no matter who's shining for this squad, we've had, Jackson Jenkins, he's done a great job under center. Brendan Blair, he's our reigning WJHL Player of the Week. He was, the star tonight. We don't have stats for you, but I can guarantee you this much. He's had over 100 yards, and he has had a couple scores as well. So just another day in the office for the senior running back. And like I said, last week he had 257 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown as well. So 5 total touchdowns on just 30 carries. So just a great job by Brendan Blair, but that will run out the clock. They're going to win 37-13, so that's Daniel Boone's second straight win. We're going to go to a break, but once we come back, Michael Epps is going to have a live interview with Jeremy Jenkins and a player from Daniel Boone.
Ready to try a Nectar mattress for yourself? Stop in at Sleep Solutions. We have the full line of Nectar mattresses on display, including the 2021 models that you can't even get online yet.
Sleep Solutions Mattress Gallery, your solution to a great night's sleep.
At Brooks & Malone, we offer exceptional service in landscaping, quilts, and design. Our goal is to create a fun, relaxing place for your family and children so they never have to leave home. Save money, skip the stress of travel, and enjoy your summer at home. We offer a lifetime warranty on all of our pools, whether it's fiberglass or vinyl liner, and top-of-the-line energy savings equipment. At Brooks & Malone, our team is thoroughly committed to your satisfaction. There's nothing more important to us. This is Holly at Brooks & Malone. Give us a call today for your free estimate.
Gray Pharmacy has been open for over 40 years, proudly serving as the only independent pharmacy in Gray and the surrounding area. We offer quick, easy, and contactless local delivery free of charge. Inside the pharmacy, we have short wait times with a friendly staff eager to please. Let us help you save time and money with adherence packing. On-site rapid flu testing is available along with a full line of vaccines. Owner Clayton Kilgore and his staff hope you support local businesses. At Gray Pharmacy, you'll feel just like family.
A rivalry 49 years strong. The Daniel Boone Trailblazers invade Pioneer Field, looking for back-to-back Musket Bowl wins. The David Crockett Pioneers look for vengeance after last year's close loss. News Channel 11's Football Friday Night presents the 49th Musket Bowl. Live Friday, October 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Only on ABC Tri-Cities.
Get a perfect night's sleep with a Dream Cloud mattress from Sleep Solutions. Dream Cloud offers luxury level comfort, a 365-night sleep trial, and a lifetime warranty at an unbeatable price.
Sleep Solutions Mattress Gallery, your solution to a great night's sleep.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Daniel Boone comes out on top, 37-13 in this one. They take down a Volunteer team that kind of was just shooting themselves in the foot all night long. Daniel Boone's running back, Brennan Blair, was able to have another stellar night. He's our reigning WJHL Player of the Week, so we knew coming in they were going to lean on him, whether he's taking the direct snaps, he's in the backfield, he's even throwing the ball, or he's, out wide. He just is incredible. He does it all. And Daniel Boone's defense was able to get that pressure on Volunteers quarterback and Volunteers running backs, and they weren't really able to have a lot of time. And when they did have time, it was rushed, and they weren't able to get the ball out right there. So Volunteer just able to not really get anything going tonight. So as they head into next week, Volunteer has Morristown East. Daniel Boone, they were supposed to have a game next week, but COVID, like always, impacted that one, so they're going to have off. And then after that, as you saw in the promo, we're going to be live at the Musket Bowl, and that's going to be on our channel. So that's going to be an exciting opportunity right there, and that's going to be another great showdown for Daniel Boone. And they got a lot of momentum right now, but plenty of excitement down on the field as well as Michael Epps. He's going to be joined live right now by Jeremy Jenkins. Take it away, Michael.
Daniel Boone, big time win, 37-13. You guys come on the road. What do you feel like worked for you overall tonight?
Well, I thought really second half our effort was really good. I thought we really took care of the line of scrimmage. I thought we did a good job, efficiently, offensively, taking what the defense gave us. In the second half, I thought we played a lot better intensity-wise the second half, especially the 3 and out and the safety right off the bat.
Yeah, you said it this week. You feel like you guys have things in your control. If you win out, you get a home playoff game. You turn your season around, and this was the first step to doing that. So how do you feel like this is going to really help you guys out moving forward?
Well, just one game, and we got to come back to work Sunday ready to go for Cocke County. We know everything's ahead of us in our hands, and we control that. So, fall break, a lot of distractions this week, but our kids came out and played hard and, got the win. It was ugly, but we'll take it.
Yeah, obviously Cocke County next, then the big-time Musket Bowl against Crockett, but Cocke County first. What do you guys feel like you need to do in order to win that one against
We just got to get better every day out there. We got to keep continuing to run the ball and be efficient offensively and defensively. Got to get better at tackling. And this late in the year, missed tackles, not having as much practice time, didn't have spring practice. You can't neglect the fundamentals of blocking and tackling. That's what it all comes down to anyway. And, we just got to get better at those two things.
Yeah, at halftime, we talked about both running backs. So first, how do you feel like your defense did, locking down Cameron Johnson? He still had a good game, got a touchdown. But how do you feel like you stopped that electric force that he has at running back?
I thought we did a pretty good job initially on him, especially the second half. He got some yardage there late, against some of our younger kids. But he's a good back. He runs extremely hard. You have to do a good job tackling him. But I thought our kids did a pretty good job second half keeping him corralled, and we kept the ball the second half. Didn't give him much chance. That's the name of the game for us, is to eat the ball up and play good defense. And I thought tonight was the best kicking job we've had all year, covering, placing kicks and extra points. The best job we've done in special teams.
Yeah, lastly, your workhorse, Blair, we're going to talk to him in just a second. How impressive, he's been impressive all year. Well, how do you feel like he was tonight?
Well, last week he had 5 touchdowns, 268 yards, but I thought tonight was the best he's finished runs. He was finishing forward with the lean, getting low pad level and finishing runs like you're supposed to this late in the year. And, if we're going to get anywhere late in the year, you got to be able to run the ball against good teams. And, he really got a lot of tough yards inside tonight, which he can do that.
Good stuff. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Really appreciate you. We're going to rotate, head over to Brennan Blair. Thanks a lot, Brennan. Congratulations on the win. So for you guys, you heard what he just talked about. You were finishing runs, big-time performance tonight after the performance last week. How do you feel like it went for you today?
Yeah, it went good. I just told myself, this is a hard-hitting team, and if you put effort in, you're going to get a lot more out of it, and just finish runs forward and low pad level, yeah.
Yeah, Coach talked about it. You feel like, this is a season that even though you had some losses here last month, you guys feel like you can turn this around. And how important was last week and now this week to get these back-to-back wins?
Yeah, it's great, man. Once you, getting talked bad about, and you're down bad, but, we had a sense of urgency, pick it up and get us where we want to be.
How important is it for this team? We talked about it on our broadcast with Nate Rader and Devon White going down, and this team's been through a lot. How important is it for you guys to just kind of keep rallying and keep those spirits high?
Yeah, we lift them up, and we praise them as much as we can, and that's who we play for is them, and they would do the same for us.
Yeah, and so you got Cobb County, then the big Musket Bowl, which is going to be exciting. Oh, yeah. So you guys have some big time things ahead of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely get 2 big wins off that, and see where it puts us.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Brennan. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming down here. Exciting interviews. They're having a good time down here. Big time win, 37-13 over Volunteer. So I'll give it back to you, Jesse.
So obviously you heard right there's a lot of intensity, a lot of a momentum picked up by Daniel Boone in the second half. So we saw that. We saw this running game being able to attack Volunteers' defense. They were able to break through that first and second level. And the man we just saw right there, Brendan Blair, he's our reigning WJHL Player of the Week, and he's been doing it all season long, being able to break defenses. Like I said, whether he's taking the direct snap, whether he's on the outside, whether he's lined up as a wide receiver, running back, it doesn't matter what this kid does. He's able to get the work done right now. So great job by him tonight. Obviously, Volunteer wants to bounce back and chalk up another victory like last week. And, I mean, it just is able to, be able to bounce back and be able to get things going on this Volunteer offense and defense. They weren't really able to, get momentum tonight, just like this Daniel Boone team did. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back and how they respond next week in their showdown with Morristown East. But like I said, Daniel Boone, they got a lot of momentum, and it's going to be exciting what they do in 2 weeks with the Musket Bowl. That will be on WJHL. That'll be broadcasted on our channel. That'll be broadcasted online. So it's going to be a lot of theatrics. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great showdown. But right now, thank you so much for joining us on Football Friday Night, presented by Champion Chevrolet. For Michael Epps down on the field, I'm Jesse Kroll. Everyone, drive home safe, enjoy your night, and hope everyone stays safe for the rest of the week.
Absolute Granite and Cabinetry, your one-stop shop for kitchen and bath. Absolute can turn your ideas into the kitchen and bath of your dreams. For both new construction and remodeling, we offer one of the largest selections of granite and marble, with over 70 colors in stock that can be custom cut and polished to your specifications. Absolute also has a wide selection of semi-custom cabinetry that fits your decor and budget. Enjoy your kitchen and bath like never before with the help of Absolute Granite and Cabinetry.
Washington Farmers Co-op is your farm supply source, offering a wide range of products and services for both the full-time farmer and the homeowner. We have fertilizers bagged in bulk or custom spread on your farm. We also offer on-farm fuel delivery and on-farm tractor tire service. Washington Farmers Co-op also has a full-service car care center, and our knowledgeable and helpful personnel are always ready to answer your questions. Be sure to visit one of our 2 convenient locations. Washington Farmers Co-op, owned by the farmers, open to everyone.
Louis, this customer needs an easy access shower.
Yes, Jack, a lot of our customers have a hard time stepping into the tub. This easy access shower base has a lift and a slip resistant floor. We add a Delta commercial grade valve, and we prep the walls for our unique acrylic seamless easy to clean one-piece wall. There are no seams in the corner, which is unique to our company and leak proof. Here are safety bars, and we can add seats, doors, or a shower curtain.
Call Bath Fitter today for that free in-home estimate.
Keeping your home clean is hard when dust, dirt, and allergens are looming. Help minimize these allergens with Aero Hypoallergenic Soft Flooring from Mohawk. From its surface to attached premium cushion, Aero won't absorb any moisture, helping to prevent the growth of allergens. It also releases dust, dirt, and pet dander more easily when vacuumed. Aero has no VOCs or odor and is latex-free. Experience pure peace of mind with Aero Hypoallergenic Soft Flooring.
Dockery Abbey Carpet and Floor, Johnson City.